on my mind a lot. Don't need no time watch. I don't know how I got you in my pocket spot. Yeah, that's babe, need you every day. You like my oxygen, make it seem like the barging down. Got my heart no barging in. From the bed to the floor to the couch. Might wake the neighbors up, break you in then break you out. In the end we gon' make a child. Then we gon' hit the show. Part 2 we don't need no pause. Here with Mickey, we gon' get tipsy, don't need a power slide.
Copy my steel. Face the fact that ain't no cap, I'm real. Ain't no cap, I'm real. The plastic bars from a copy my steel. Copy my steel. Face the fact that ain't no cap, I'm real. Ain't no cap, I'm real. The plastic bars from a copy my steel.
Got my heart no in the bed. Break you in then. Get us every day. Got my heart no in the bed. Break you in then. Get us every day. This sound like Argentina. Had to fist my demeanor. No, they don't want me breathing. Still I rose like Gandhi. Got on 3 Jesus pieces, looking like Jay-Z and Yeezy. So far from conceited, but how can I be defeated? I hate to turn my wrist on like I'm Ben 10. Rappers think they doing something, I'm not a fan. I told my dad today, he said it's all pretend. I got back in my bed, now I got no friends.
Copy my steel. Face the fact that ain't no cap, I'm real. Ain't no cap, I'm real. The plastic bars from a copy my steel. Copy my steel. Face the fact that ain't no cap, I'm real.
What's up? Hey everyone, this is Kanal, aka Cam Masses, better known as Black Man Travels, and my special invited co-host, Miah. How you doing?
Hey, good night.
How's your day?
Good. How about yours?
It's been a long day. If anything, last night we had a podcast highlighting Black Man Travels, all things traveling, and it was an interesting, group of people joining the live and conversating and so forth. So it was a great live, but I'm still kind of recovering from last night. What about yourself?
So was I. I had a lot of lingering thoughts afterwards. There was a lot of things that I wanted to say and address, but I think everybody kind of got excited a bit and deeply involved in the conversation. It just became like battle of the sexes.
Yeah. And you know what? Honestly, I wanted to continue some of those conversations that we had yesterday with the guys today, so we could actually really take a deeper dive into this conversation around certain topics that we had. And one of the topics that I want to start off with, that I actually placed it on my Facebook page, is that can someone actually date a celibate person? We briefly talked about that yesterday. And what I wanted to do is, I took that same topic, put it on my personal page on Facebook, and I had over 100 comments. Basically, would you date someone who's celibate, that's not practicing having sex? And I was amazed based on the number of responses and comments I was getting from men and women. And of course, at least 99.9% of the guys said no, they would not get involved with a person who was celibate. So I want to continue. I want to start off with that conversation first, get your thoughts on it. And again, from there, we could actually invite people onto the board and have a more of an open panel conversation and go from there. So what are your thoughts?
So what you gave me the 99% of men said no, but were there any reactions or any comments from women?
Yeah. Actually, a lot of women, I was quite surprised how much the women were actually going back and forth with the guys. They were really having long streams of comments between the men and women. Well, a lot of women felt like it was justified that if a woman decides to, become celibate, the guy should try to understand her part in doing that. But most of the guys felt like, shit, I'm not going to wait. So because you made that person decision not to have sex, that doesn't mean that I have to have sex. So guess what? You could practice being celibate while I'm gonna continue to do my thing. And that was pretty much the summary that I was getting from the guys.
Well, here's how I look at it. If you're in a celibacy stage, I honestly feel like that's more so of a self-healing and a self-love kind of thing. And, for whatever reason, people decide to, abstain from sex. But once you start dating, I believe that there's a signal that, you're open into engaging in sexual activity at that point. Now, if you are celibate and you do want to share yourself and break your celibacy with that person, I think that needs to be very clear. So, myself as a woman, I've shared with you all last night that, I've been practicing celibacy. And my whole thing is when I do decide to start dating again, I'm going to let that person know, like, hey, I kind of been off the market. This is what I'm looking for. This is what I want. These are my expectations. If you cool with it, cool. If not, then all right.
Well, actually, I have a video. Let's play this video. Let's, have a real talk conversation around it. And again, I dropped the line for anyone to join in the this is an open panel. Join the fun, join the conversation. All we ask that you be respectful. There's no disrespecting of anyone. This is not a gender war debate. This is strictly grown men having grown conversations. Grown men and women having real talk conversations. So definitely, I dropped the link. Feel free to jump into the conversation. But again, this is all for fun, guys. So let's definitely show some respect. Let me play the video that I have here instead.
True or false? Most men.
Now,
come on, B. Nope.
Okay. This is not it. Where is it? Come on.
So there's a lot of
How many videos do you have?
I have a lot. Oh, here it is. I found it. My bad. All right, go.
I think it's only one type of woman on the planet that can make a man wait to have sex with her.
That's your wife.
That's a virgin.
Yes,
that's the only person that could come to a guy and be like, I don't have sex right off the bat. If you already had sex before, I'm not waiting. Another already hit this shit.
Yeah,
so it's like,
my bad.
What this gentleman said in regards to, hey, you already had sex. So why should I have to wait based on someone else, mishaps? And, does it even make sense for a woman at a certain age or a certain point in her life to be celibate?
Yeah, if she's on a self-healing journey, we have to kiss a lot of frogs, and men tend to abuse us and use us emotionally, financially, and mental for their sexual gratification, and that becomes very draining. So at some point, you have to use some type of discernment to say, stop, I need to start making better decisions with men, or, I'm looking for more of a commitment, more so than open sex. So that's where you really have to figure out, it doesn't matter if I had sex or not. This is my body and this is where I'm at with it.
Now, you said some key words that were very strong: abuse. Like I feel like sometimes certain women don't take accountability in selecting what type of man they choose to be involved with. And they stay in these relationships knowing damn well it's not going anywhere. But they stick around thinking that things are going to change. And when things don't change, it was a bad situation. Like, it was already a bad situation. The abuse and all this additional stuff that, people are quick to call out nowadays. At what point does a woman take accountability? Like, listen, you just chose the wrong dude to do all these things for.
Okay, that's true. And when you do take that accountability, that's when you could take some steps to move forward. Mm-hmm. I mean, men do use women for sex. It's a well-known fact. I can't even say I know any man that has ever abstained from sex or stopped having sex.
But women use guys for money. So it's an equal exchange.
Yeah, well, it's an equal exchange if it's consensual, and that's what's being brought to the forefront in the beginning of the relationship. Now, what is unfair is deceit, and that goes for both ends. So if I'm coming in as a lion dressed as a sheep, and I'm gonna, use the term, I'm gonna finesse this man, I'm just in it for the money, then that's being deceitful. Mm-hmm. Especially if he gets his emotions involved and he's going over and beyond and, entertaining me in a way for longevity. And in all actuality, my intentions is just to use him for money, then, that's wrong. And vice versa. If a man does not tend to come into this woman's life for the long term, for commitment, for monogamy, and he lies to her, that's deceitful. And I think that it's not consensual and it's unfair and it's abusive.
Again, the word abusive is kind of strong to use. My take on it, just my personal take, but I think people are just using each other on both ends. A woman's is using the guy for his resources, and the guy's using the woman for her body.
Well, I can say
So,
it's financial abuse as well.
yeah.
You're misusing someone. That's
Mhm.
what abuse means. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. You're using someone. You're deceiving someone. You're lying to someone. This person has no clue of what your intentions are.
But again, just the word abuse is kind of heavy. I
Well,
mean, that's just
that's
my
just
take.
what it is.
But okay, then just going back to the original question, by you taking this break and becoming celibate, what's the end goal behind all of this? Are you seeking therapy? Or are people seeking therapy when they decide to do this self-discovery, self-healing journey in their life? Are they actually taking all the proper steps of actually, in healing themselves besides not having sex? Or is it just a cliche that they like to use amongst their friends?
Well, what do you feel are healing steps? That's the first thing, because whatever somebody's healing steps are, whether it's going to therapy, going to church, working out, reading more, journaling, taking care of themselves and just, really reflecting on self-love. I think that's just somebody's personal journey, and it's up to that person to share, where they are on their journey.
Here's my thing. I think if you are going through this journey, you should go through it by yourself. You shouldn't invite someone to experience this journey with you, because this is your issues, this is your problems that you need to actually overcome. So by inviting someone else to come and join you in this journey, he or she may not even understand or even relate to what you actually been through in the past, because this person is brand new. So when someone decides to date while being celibate, I think it's just like, you expect me to stop whatever I'm doing to accommodate to your needs based on self-healing and so forth. That's not fair.
I agree with you, and that's why I stated if you're not ready to have sex, then you shouldn't date,
Okay.
because sex is a very important part of a relationship. So a celibate woman or a celibate man should not be dating during their healing journey or during their celibacy, because I mean, I don't want to waste, 30, 60, 90 days and I don't know, if you can please me sexually. That's a
What do
waste
you
of time, because we can go through this whole journey and, we get together on an intimate level. You may not be able to satisfy me, or it may not be good. It may not be a connection there.
so what are your thoughts about this whole 90-day rule that Steve Harvey created back 10 years ago when he written the book about it, the 90-day rule? Like, what's your take on women actually, or even guys, following this 90-day strategy? Does it work? Is it realistic? I mean, is it selfish? I mean, what's your take on that?
Well, it might be realistic to some people. I never read the book, so I don't know why it would take 90 days for you to withhold some sex for somebody. But whoever decides to do that, if they can be patient enough to, work through those 90 days before they're intimate, then if that works for them, it works for them.
Hmm. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't want. I feel like as men, we should never pressure women to have sex. Uh, it should be more something that organically happened by itself. However, there are games that people play out there that try to delay that situation, and I think that at this point in our lives, as we a lot of us in our late 30s and 40s and 50s, look, just be authentic, just be straight up, be upfront with your intentions. What's the point of you trying to like run game and be slick, trying to get some peace? And same goes for the woman, where you could just tell the person what you want, and it's up to that person to decide whether or not they want to stick around for that or actually, walk away.
I agree, but some people like to be chased and like to play those, games. A lot of people, and I'm going to say both men and women, like to play psychological games. It's like a psychological thriller, and they're looking for a twisted end, So,
Mhm.
I mean, to each his own. This where discernment comes in from both sexes. Like, hey, I'm not with this, or hey, I am, or yeah, I could wait. Everything really falls in line with being upfront about your intentions and communicating. It's really just that simple. I think people are so complex on extremely simple things, and this is where problems are created that really never existed.
But here's the thing: a lot of guys feel that, especially with the dating coaches out here, they're telling these guys, you know what? Don't be upfront. Don't be authentic. You got to run this game. You got to play this game, this script, to get this woman that you want to have in your life. Especially like all over social media, other platforms. They like, they're talking about, leveling up, how to get the person you want by being deceitful.
Well,
why is that?
I don't know. I don't really view any of those topics or discussions, to be honest with you. And you have to look within yourself and realize that you may have some deeper issues if you need someone to tell you what to do in order to date another person as an adult. That would be me watching what's the lady, the sprinkle lady.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? That sprinkle. I mean, sprinkle. What are your takes on
Sheer
her?
7. I mean, she's sharing her own personal experience. Her own experience. I may not experience the same thing by doing the things that she does. Maybe the things that she does is not aligned with my personal character, principles, and morals. So I can't listen to somebody else and say, hey, Miah, do this, do that, do this, and this is the kind of man you're going to get. Go here, do this, and this is the kind of man you're going to get. I mean...
So what do you think of dating coaches? Do you think they serve any value in today's adults or today's dating scene? It seems like, we talked about this yesterday, how today's dating scene is very lackluster. It's waste. A lot of people think there's a waste of time, waste of effort. So do you feel like there's a need to have dating coaches, especially for women? Women, how, I'm seeing a lot of women. What's that one woman that has the tattoos on her neck? The sister.
Love Dorsey.
Yeah, she's a dating coach. So it's like, do you feel like there's a need for that, for her type of services to teach women how to be soft and not combative? And I mean, do you think there's a need for that?
I like her because she has a lot of knowledge, and she shares a lot of very realistic thoughts and expectations. She's a very smart woman, but a lot of us do need it. A lot of us have been misguided. A lot of us are in a place of self-discovery, and it's very hard to do that with this plethora of information on the internet. You really have to stop and pause and go within. I don't think you need any one externally to just keep telling you to do this and to do that and to do this. Some of it you can resonate with it, and some of it you really have to throw it away.
We actually got a super chat here from Vlog Trippin'. What's up, Trini? His comment says, when women use men, they blame the man for being a sucker. Consensual is an equal exchange. Okay, so I mean,
you can't retroactively take it back because you feel slighted.
I mean, what do you think?
Women use men and men use women. And I can't say, I don't know how you guys are experiencing these women or having these experiences. It's hard for me to really hone in on it. They blame men for being suckers. Well, then again, if a woman get used for sex, then she a slut or she easy. This shit goes both ways. It's not a one-way street. I think men don't like to be used and played for suckers because their egos are inflated then. But women, when we're used for sex and we're lied to and cheated on, we just gotta fucking chuck it up. We gotta take that hit, take that blow, chin up, chest out, and go cry about it and regather ourselves from it, especially if our emotions have been bamboozled into it.
I agree. I agree. I think with most guys, it's more of an ego thing. You know, guys don't like to be feel like they're being played. Um, you know, the guys always want to be in a position of winning. So, you know, once a woman does have an upper hand on him, it kind of makes him feel like less than, especially amongst his peers. A lot of guys do like to pump their chest, like they conquered something. So when they feel like they're not being conquered, you know, if they did not conquer something, then yeah, they're gonna feel like, hey, you know what, she used me, she's a sucker, she's a gold digger, and whatever. And there's always just like some little soapbox that they have to cry about. But sometimes you just got to take the L, fellas. I mean, hey, it's what it is. But also, you know, make better choices than selecting what type of woman you want to mess with. Same goes for the women. I think a lot of women need to do a better job in selecting better men. A lot of women choose shit poor men based on this whole thing called swag. And that dude ain't about shit. But then again, it's like you get this guy an opportunity, he plays you, then you want to lump all men into the same category.
Well, what is this swag thing? Y'all said that a lot last night, and it really irritated me. Swag, y'all like men with
I mean,
swag. Y'all like men with swag,
okay, all
and they're
right.
the bad.
Swag.
And they wait, and
Go
they're
ahead.
bad, and they're corporate thugs, and they're the bad boy. Like, what is that? It just
Okay,
sounds really immature and
no, it's the
crazy.
truth. It's the truth. There's a certain prototype that black women love, and I would say 90% of black women are attracted to this prototype of black man, like muscled, beard up, got the nice finest clothes, shiny shoes, like the jewelry on, just like he's a thug, like he can kick someone's ass, but then again he runs multiple enterprises. It's a certain prototype that most black women love to put black men into. If you don't fit into that prototype, then it's just like whatever. And again, this could be a woman who is a 5 or a 4. She wants that top 9 and 10 looking guy that fits all that category. He has the body, he has the the income, he has the lifestyle. That's the prototype. It's a certain look.
Well, let me say this. Well, he's projecting himself. He's taking care of his body. He's taking care of his
Again,
finances.
we're not hating on that. We're not hating on that. If
Okay,
anything, I
so
encourage. No, here's the thing. We encourage men to better themselves always. However, there's certain things that, hey, if a guy's 5'2", there's certain things he can't change. If a guy has a weak chin or weak, doesn't consider attractive based on, based on social media standards or based on whatever standard it is, depending where you are in the region, that tend to hurt him. If a guy's overweight, if a guy
well,
is,
that's his issue. He has to work on his self-confidence.
but,
And
but here's the thing. These guys could be great guys to women, but they're overlooked because they don't fit a certain prototype that literally, if you were to survey at least 10 women, they will define the same guy that they're attracted to. Hence why 80% of women are dating the top 10% of men.
okay, well, that story is like become very old to me. And if
Not
you
old,
line
it's,
up a
it's
bunch of
true.
women, if you line up a bunch of women from a 1 to a 10, ones to
It's
tens, you think threes and fours are gonna be picked? Threes and fours can probably get fucked, but it probably won't go beyond that. And when men are unattractive, they can kind of manipulate the situation to make it work for them, especially if they have a good career, if they dress well, if they're funny, if they have confidence, if they're a secure man. Those are likable characters. A lot of women, we could overlook, okay, that you're short, or we could overlook that you're overweight and things like that because you have a different level of attraction to you beyond physical. And then when you look at a woman, we typically have to be alluring. We have to be catching to the eye. We have to have a nice body. We have to keep up with our hair. We have to manicure our nails. We have to wax our coochies. We have to keep our eyebrows done. We have to have clear skin. All of those things.
well because men are visual
Okay, so
and women are not. Women are
and
not
women
visual.
women can be visual
No,
because
but most women are
you're
pleased
contradicting
by.
yourself because you just said oh, we look for the buffed and the muscle bound and
I'm
all of
not.
that kind of stuff. So
Here's the thing: men are visual. Man, what attracts a man to a woman is not her personality, is not her job, is not. It's none of. It's her looks. That's what attracts men to women. A woman's attracted to a man based on what he could probably do for her. Yes, the initial attraction, being attractive, helps. That initial attraction has to be there. But after that, it's like, okay, who you are, what do you do for a living? All that stuff matters to a woman, but to a guy, that does not matter to a guy.
okay, so are you saying that women should be more like men?
No, women. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that women are looking at guys, and again, I'm talking about black women first. That they were looking at if you were to put them into a room, they will literally define the what they consider attractive. Literally define the same type of guy that most sisters consider attractive, and will more than likely would date compared to the average Joe.
Well, don't you think that's natural if you compare that to the animal kingdom as well? You got a pride of lions, and whoever has the largest or the darkest mane, that's who the one who wants to get mated with the most.
Yeah,
The
that's one of the
same
highest testosterone. Yeah, you're right. You're correct.
and the same thing at war with animals. The woman is gonna go with the stronger male. The woman is gonna go with the leader. The women are gonna be more
But
attracted
if
to the
that's the
leader.
case, then that's the case. A lot of women would not be mating. Well, actually, they would not be in a relationship with other guys because if that's the case, there's only a small percentage of that dominant alpha male trait that is out there. That is out there, has all the best qualities, that's winning all categories. It's a small percentage.
Well,
So
a
what
lot
about
of people are not going to have the best. A lot of people want the best and may not have the best. And that's just the reality of it. A lot
hence
of us
why
have desires. A lot of us has desires and things that we want in like, but we may not get them for whatever the reason is. And whatever that reason is, at the end of the day, you have to be okay with that.
but a lot of people are delusional. They're not okay with that. They want that shining diamond, that shining key, whatever it is that is alluring to them because that's what they thought. They thought like, you know what, this is, I'm entitled to this. I'm entitled to have this type of person in my life because I worked hard.
And
Or
that's
I've
like
done all
that.
the right
That's
things.
like that's
And
like
hence
chasing.
why. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Oh, hey, Roland, man. Hey, welcome to the show, man.
That's the word right there, entitled.
Well, this is the thing. That's going to be like saying, "Hey, I'm going to go to the end of the rainbow and get a pot of gold."
Oh, come on.
It's true.
Okay, let's put it this way. There was a scenario that was said earlier. A woman that could be a 3. You could get lucky, and you find a desperate man in the club. It's closing time. He's horny. He could be a 9. Okay, that 9 will sleep with a 3 woman, but now the 3 woman is so delusional. Every time she walks in a club, she's expecting to get a 9 man. It's not going to happen.
Mhm.
That's where the delusion is. A man will sleep with you no matter what number you are just to get his rocks off. There's no emotion attached to it. But all of a sudden, a woman, if she gets slept with somebody on an upper level that she might not ever be able to get on her own, but out of desperation, he slept with her. All of a sudden, she is now delusional that every man that comes to her needs to come to her at a 9.
So do you
That's
think
not
that
gonna
that's
happen.
cool? So do you think that that's cool that he lowered his standards for his sexual gratification because you just said he wanted his rocks off?
Yeah, a man would do that. A man would lower his
So
standards.
that's
just to-
okay?
Wait,
So that's okay?
Do you think she enjoyed it? Do you think she enjoyed it? Is my
I
question.
don't
Do you
know.
think
I
he did
can't. I
not?
don't.
That would have been a fantasy of hers. So at the end of the day, did they both not get satisfied? He got his rocks off, and she got to enjoy a night with a man that she potentially would have never had access to.
Facts.
So that's a
But
win-win.
that's
That's a win-win.
between that 3 and that 9.
Correct. But the 3 is now delusional that she's going to get a 9 every fucking night. That 9.
Well, what does it matter to you
delusional.
though? But why
Listen,
does it matter to you?
Because there's other dudes that might be 4s and 5s that might be still looking at that 3 like she's attractive to them, but now she's so delusional she's going to look past that 4 or 5 man that potentially could be the best thing for her. Delusional in the thought process that she's now only accessible by 9 men or better.
But that
I,
is her loss. If she feels that a one night stand with a man of her dreams gives her access to men that are nines and tens, and she gets so high on her horse that she forgets that she's really a three and she's missing out, that's her loss.
How do you
That
forget
has that has nothing to do with you. That has nothing to do with me.
how do you forget your level and the
You
delusion of
can
your level?
look at the instance where I told you yesterday when I was at work, the guy and the lady at the bar. This lady was a freaking three, a two, and she's with this. I mean, I couldn't figure it out.
I was thinking about that. Maybe they met at an early time. Maybe they met in high school, and he developed well. He bloomed into something, and she didn't. He could have been a nerd and all of a sudden hit the gym, buffed himself out, and looked very attractive, but he's still a nerd inside. And the same nerdy woman that he's with right now was the only one that was giving him attention.
and one thing about men, we
We're
age
loyal as
gracefully. Men, we age gracefully if we take care of ourselves. We focus on our grind, focus on our paper. Look, it just when you're young, in your 20s, you're broke as shit. But your value continue to appreciate as you get older.
So
Depending,
basically, what you're saying is that women don't age gracefully.
No, they do.
I never
No.
imply that.
Especially
I
black
never imply.
So are you saying that women
No, I'm
decline
speaking.
as
I'm
they get
speaking.
older?
Their value decline based on society standards.
Don't tell me nothing about society, Kanal.
What?
Okay.
That's how society view things. We're speaking on society terms.
I don't
Like,
care
and-
about society.
Let's do the statistics. Okay. So, a woman's primary goal, we talked about edicts and genetics and all these things the other day. Okay. So, a woman, her primary goal is to, be impregnated and have children.
That's
for
not
them.
every woman's primary goal, Ronan.
I'm talking your genetic driven goals. I'm not talking about your purpose. I'm not talking about mentally what you've been trained to want to do. I'm talking about what you were put on this earth to do. Okay. All that other stuff aside, you were here to give birth to men or women children. You are the seed bearer. Let's put it that way. Okay. So at the end of the day, you guys are missing your purpose because men are really trying to get with you, but now you're so delusional in the fact, and I'm not talking about the unicorn in the room. Okay. We're talking about other women that are not accountable. They don't want to acknowledge their levels, because if you get 10 women in a room and they could be ranging truthfully from 3 to 10s, all of them are going to say they're at least 9s or 10s. Because they should think high of themselves, and none of those women are going to be honest with the other one and say, "Nah, girl,
They're not.
you need
They're
to
not.
you need
I
to
mean,
rethink that." Oh, she's beautiful, and she could be 250 pounds at 5'2".
Well, women lie to
can have
each
it
other. Well,
this year.
I'm gonna have to agree with you on that, Ronan, because a lot of women do cheer their ugly friends on. Why? I don't know. They be like, "You look good, friend. That's sexy," and they look like garbage. And to me, that's a fake friend. Like, if you're looking tacky and wacky, I'm gonna be like, "Nah, sis, we gotta fix this." I'm not giving any false sense of reality or complimenting you if you don't look well or you don't look put together or there's something that you can change or better. But if you're confident enough to say, well, forget about your opinion, forget about what you say. I like what I have on. I like how I look, and this is just me.
Right. There's nothing wrong with wanting the best for yourself, within reason of without being delusional. I mean, everybody should strive to be the best of themselves and want the best.
but
for
people need to be
themselves.
realistic.
But
That's
they need
the
to be
thing.
realistic. And
People
that's
are not realistic nowadays. They
But is
believe
that
that
even a thing right now anymore about people being, is being realistic and being organic even a thing at this
it is
stage?
it is a thing, because again, you get real results by being authentic. But I guess now, due to social media and other aspects, people want to make themselves more than what they are. A lot of people don't understand. Like, listen, you're not this 5, or you're not this 10 that you think you are. You're not.
exactly.
It is what it is. The same guy. It's the same thing for the guys. Dude, you're not a baller. You work at the warehouse. It's what it is. It's like water seeks its own level. Stop trying to put on like making yourself more than what you are. When you think that you're more than what you are.
But both men and women do that.
That's what I'm saying. I'm speaking on both sides. I'm speaking on both sides. But the thing is, at least for a woman, if you're trying to find a husband, you're trying to find a boyfriend, the ones that's looking for that, you need to be real with yourself.
And a lot of people can't do that, and a lot of people don't know how to do that.
Then it is what it is. Then they're going to continue to be by themselves. You need to be realistic.
That's because of the fantasy that everybody's being sold on social media.
I agree, Ronan. That's like, Kanon, when you met me, what was I? Honestly, 1 to 10.
I put you a 9.
Okay, right now I think
for me, when I saw you, like, because that's what I like. That's what I'm naturally attracted to. Now, if you had them eyelashes, long weave, and all that stuff, no, I'll probably put you as a 5.
So let me say this. Okay, so you're saying that when you met me, I was a 9, right? That was your opinion. That was your attraction. That was on you. That's how you felt. But I was a 9 to you, but somebody else could have said I was a 7.
Yeah,
exactly.
Or somebody else could have said I was a 4.
Exactly.
Some people think some people will compliment me and say, "Oh my God, you're so gorgeous." Another person might say, "Oh my God, you're so pretty." Another person might say, "Oh, she's cute."
It's very subjective. At the end of the day, it boils down to what that person perceives what is attraction. Right. To me, if I would have seen you with fake eyelashes, long press-on nails, the weave, and all that stuff, no, I wouldn't talk to you because I'm not attracted to that. I don't care what race you are. I'm not attracted to those type of aesthetics. When I saw you in your natural state, that's what I find attractive. But the next man may want that eyelashes, pink long weave, press on nails. Yeah, the baby L. They probably want all that. To me, I don't care for that. So it really depends on the person, to be honest.
You know, the phrase is beauty is in the eye of the beholder. You know, you
each
got
his own. We can't. That's why I said it's
a lot
of
dudes that are super skinny and tall, and they like big women. You know, you don't know what other person's preference is. I used to know a buddy of mine. He was barely 5'2", but he liked big women. I'm like, dude, are they not crushing you in the bed? What the, you know what I'm saying? But that's what he liked. And I'm like, God, I just could not fathom how that worked. I didn't want to think about it too long, but I'm just saying, I'm like, that just doesn't look right. But that's what he liked. And they like small men. So I'm like, okay, no two are ever going to look right to each other. No. So you just don't know the backstory. And that's the real thing right there. What is the backstory behind the relationship? A lot of dudes value a lot of different things at any given time in their lives. They could have been at the low point and she was the most supportive person around him. He got the support from her. He rebuilt himself. She was there from the beginning. Now she gets to reap the rewards, but everybody else is looking from the outside in and like, what the F if he's with her instead of somebody fine? You get what I'm saying? That's why, because she was there from the beginning. And it doesn't matter whether he stayed loyal. And that's one thing men do appreciate, loyal women. Because
women are loyal at a default too, Ronan. We're loyal to default in a lot of situations, in a lot of cases. You know,
in some cases I would agree with you. In some cases, at the end of the day, you can't fight against your known genetics of hypergamy.
Yeah. Hey Ashley, how you doing?
Hello. Sorry, I'm on LA time. I entered a little late.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Thank you for joining the show. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm trying to catch up on what you guys are talking about.
Yeah, well, we started the conversation about the whole celibacy thing. Yesterday, we had a group of guys, and Miah joined the conversation about celibacy. And, you know, a lot of guys are totally against it. And I actually put the post on my personal page on Facebook, and I had over 100 comments, men and women chiming in. And basically, at least 99.9% of the men in the comments were against it, while the women were favoring. It's like, well, you know, guys should be considerate. He should take, partake in the journey with her. And most of the guys kind of felt like, hell no. So what's your take on it? Do you think, Would you? I mean, if you were single, would you date someone who was celibate?
I think so. Yeah, it's all about being on the same page, right? Um, if we have a goal to be in a long-term relationship, I don't see why not. It gives you
Ashley,
As
a
a
you didn't
chance
guy,
come
to.
through. I didn't hear you. You didn't come through all the way.
I said if we have a long-term goal to have a relationship that's going to develop into something like marriage or something serious and making that commitment, that is a form of commitment, deciding to both be celibate together, right?
but what
um
about the person decides that, hey, I don't want to do it, but but you want to do it, but he feels like, you know what, I'm not going to partake in this. We may need to just stop talking. Would you be
yeah,
okay
I
with
mean,
that?
I feel like then you're not the person for me if you're not willing to wait, because that's a commitment that I've made to myself, and if you
Well,
can't meet me there,
I
then
have to push back on that because I mean,
You,
if you decided to do that, then you shouldn't date anybody because the likelihood of you dating someone that's going to be celibate, that's going to understand that is very, very, very small.
well, that's not fair. You
unless
can't
you're in
say
a
that
celibate group.
dating equates to having sex.
I'm speaking as a man. Most men, when most men date, they want to have sex. I mean, that's how majority of men will want to have sex if they're dating someone. If they're especially exclusively dating somebody, they will want to have sex with that person.
Even an
Yeah,
honorable
but why
man,
why
even
why
an
is it that?
honorable man, even an honorable man that's dating you, after a certain amount of time, maybe he's taking it slow, a month, 2 months. Let's play the game with Steve Harvey, 90-day
90
rule.
days.
Okay. He's doing everything right. He's trying to show you that he wants to be with you. He wants to be honest. He wants to be faithful. Y'all get into where you make a commitment. What in what world do you not think the natural progression of being exclusive with that person, that having sex is not going to be involved in understanding that person and getting even closer to that person?
I understand what you're saying. So you can make a commitment to be with me exclusively, right? Why not just take it to the next level? Like, let's just get married at this point. Or is it only fair because you are the one who wants the sex? The man wants the sex,
No,
right?
I agree with you. If you guys are both on the
Like,
same
why
plan,
is
then
it that you can make a
there's
commitment to be
right.
exclusive with me, right?
There are
But
men that have
then,
gotten married in 6 months. They knew what they wanted. They went after it. They got it, and that's it. They got married. But it's where what we were talking about, where women might put on a 90-day rule, because that's the Steve Harvey rule for women, not necessarily men, and make them wait, but they play games in that 90 days. And maybe they got a side dude. So they're
I
making
mean,
you wait.
are women really still like playing that game, like 90 days, 30 days, or 6 months or
Yes.
whatever?
Yes.
Wow,
Yes. There's
I
a lot
didn't
of
know
game
that. I
being
have been
played.
dating. Obviously, I'm married.
Right.
But I don't agree with that. The playing the games. I just think you should find somebody on the same page with you.
Correct.
I don't want to speak for all men and say that all men just want to have sex in the dating stage. There are some men who are learning themselves and they're deciding to not sleep with multiple women, and they want to find the one. So I don't
I
ascribe to
agree.
that.
I agree. I agree, Ashley. I actually have a male friend that I've been friends with for a very long time, for about 20 years. And, he has been saying like women has been knocking his door down to have sex with him. And he says that he's denying access to some of the women that he's been with in the past and in the future because he's like, I'm ready to settle down. I'm not sharing my body.
I've done it.
And that's very much respected, you know, for a man to have, respect for his body, regardless of the fact of, our genetic makeup. Um, because I believe I had a conversation before where someone was saying, oh, women shouldn't have multiple sex partners as men do because, of the way that we're made. Like, okay, well,
It's called
all right
pair
with that.
bonding, and it's called pair bonding, and it's true. A lot of women, they become desensitized after having so many different sexual partners, that when they actually find that mate, they cannot pair bond with them. So it can never. There's always this little strange connection, but it's not 100%. It's because she's already been stained by the amount of partners she's had prior to him. Look it up.
So
Someone in the
Roland,
chat. I don't want to. Y'all gotta. With me, for me, I love the fact that you guys bring in all of these statistics from wherever you're getting it from. Oh, 90% of women this, 90 for
Very
1 out of 4.
analytical.
Wait a minute. 1 out of 4 women won't be married. It's just like it's redundant and it's killing a dead horse because I don't care what statistics say. Okay. A lot of those statistics and those numbers can be off and inaccurate. I know a lot of things we do see a lot, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that's what's going on. And when you look at statistics, you can say 1 in 4 women may not get married. What about the 2 or the 3 that don't ever want to get married? What about the people who don't have a desire to be married or have a long-term mate? Not everybody wants the same thing.
yeah, but you know what? Being a number guy, when it comes to data, data is essential. Data makes decisions. Data actually determines trends. So when people go against what statistics says or what study says, you're literally trying to go against the grain when study shows that based on certain behaviors and certain traits, this is going to be the outcome. So, yeah, people don't like to hear stats, but it is what it is. And more than likely is a trend.
I think it's being taken too seriously, honestly.
No, I mean, this is just conversation, but I can never look at, because again, I'm a data guy. So when I look at data, it tells a story. It tells a story what happened in the past. It's telling you what's going on now, and it's going to tell you what's going to happen in the future. If we decide to ignore those trends, these stats, man, yeah, it's going to affect us in the wrong way.
Right.
So like within the Black community, there's a lot of negative stats that's currently impacting us now, that impacted us yesterday, and is going to impact us tomorrow because we choose to ignore them. It is what it is. It's just
that's true too. And then just imagine if a woman is not practicing celibacy, right? And she's dating, and let's just say, she meets a couple of guys and she decides to choose one to be exclusive with, right? Have sex with him. That doesn't work. They date for 3 months and then, they go their separate ways. Now she's on to the next guy. They decide that they want to exclusively date. Now she's sleeping with this guy. That doesn't work out. Now she's to the next guy, right? She done racked up 3 bodies now already.
Right.
So it doesn't really make sense to say, oh, well, when you're dating, men expect that, especially if it's exclusive. That's not fair because it may not work out. And then you're on to the next guy that you decide to be exclusive with. You have to protect your body. You can't just be sleeping around.
But they just knocked off the whole celibacy thing, you see? They don't know what they want. They don't know. They just want pussy on demand. They just want it.
How did we knock out the celibacy thing?
We didn't. We just felt like, hey, if you're gonna do it, just be single.
Right.
Don't date. That's it. If you're gonna be celibate, just don't try to entertain anybody. Just be all right being solo and tell the person up front, like, hey, on the first date, I'm celibate. Don't wait until the third or fourth date.
Requirement?
Because that's what most guys want. Again, let's not be delusional of the fact that men want sex. Everything we do is for sex. Certain job position to put ourselves in a position where we can make money, so we can attract certain women to have sex. We drive certain cars to give the illusion of success, so we can meet beautiful women to have sex. The end result is having sex with a beautiful woman or a woman that he is attracted to.
Why? Because that's ingrained in us, in our genetics, and we don't fight against it. It's society that has driven us into only having one marriage with one woman. That's a national law. Back in the day, that was not the norm. So here we're trying to conform to a society and laws that only allow a man to carry and have one wife.
Correct.
Even though it goes against your natural genetics of trying to spread your seed. Men have millions of sperm. You can only carry one baby for a 9-month term. A man could have anywhere from 5 to 10 women pregnant in that same 9 to 10 month term. That's genetics. You can't fight it.
So you're
Ashley,
saying that to say
Miah,
what?
we like to have sex, and we want to
Mhm.
have sex every single day if we can.
Okay.
And everything we do is the end result is to have sex.
So here's the thing. I just ran down a man's driven edict and his genetic drive. It's what we're here for. What is a woman here for? And please don't give us the modern answer of education, this, that, and the other. What was the original woman placed on this earth to do?
All humans were put here to procreate.
Okay. Now, do you think back in the day, way back when, the woman had a choice in the procreation of how she selected her men?
Yeah, she had a choice.
Primally, do you think she had a choice, or was the most masculine man in the group they were with the one that was going to impregnate her?
Of course, she wanted the strongest, right?
Thank
The
you.
leader, right?
Thank you.
Okay.
Same thing with animals. Typically, if you want to relate it to animal kingdom, even then, if a lion wins over the pride, he kills all the other baby cubs. They don't get to survive. Humans are at least gracious enough. We're not killing off the babies of the people we succeed over.
Well, I think you missed that part, Ronan, because I spoke on that earlier
I know.
on.
No, I listened. That's why I brought it up.
Oh, sorry.
I listened. That's why I brought it up. But even back then when we had wars, Roman days, okay, there was a lot of genocidal wars. When you conquered the people, you conquered the people. You might have took the women, you killed all the
Kill
children.
all the men.
You killed all the
children,
men.
kill the men.
You killed all the male children, and you kept all the women, and you enslaved them.
Yeah.
That's if you look at Sun Tzu, The Art of War. So it's all these historical things that dictate how men act. The laws of this land are causing us to act against our own fucking nature, and that's what's really driving a lot of men insane. We off ourselves more than any other race. I mean, gender. Men commit suicide all the time. Why do you think that is? More so than women. We're going against our nature.
You're going against your nature in what degree?
A lot of things.
You got to elaborate. I need to hear this.
Pressures, expectations. There's a thing that Love Dorsey brought up. Say you were on the Titanic. Titanic's going down. By genetics, by your sexual orientation.
It's ingrained in
Women
us.
and children go into the boats. The men
First.
have to die with the boat. Say I got a wife and child at home. Why wouldn't I want to get on the boat? Why am I sitting there letting some other man's woman and their child get on the boat before I get home to my own children that I need to provide for? But by our gender, we are naturally supposed to sacrifice ourselves for women. And yet women look past that all the time. When there's a robber in a store, they don't ask the women and children to rush the robber. They're looking at the men to do that.
I mean, let's take it down to simple terms. Actually, you being married, if someone is, if you're upstairs with your husband, sleeping, and someone's trying to get into the house, who's going downstairs?
He is, of course.
All right.
Well, I don't know because I don't know. Y'all know.
I mean, the
I'm
thing is
hearing
like,
the noise, but I'm sending him, Miah.
Nah, I'm going too. I'm going too.
Miah,
Right
any
behind
man
him.
that's laying in the bed with you and y'all hear a bump downstairs, if that man allows you to go downstairs, you need to kick his ass out if nobody's
We
in the house
both
after
going because
that.
I'm gonna be like, baby, what's that? We going down there together.
Mm-mm.
We getting ready to fuck somebody up.
I
You
think
stay
the
upstairs
real
back.
problem is, especially within our own race of black folks. I'm only speaking about black people. We've forgotten our gender. We've forgotten our roles within these relationships. We've forgotten our roles within our society. Hence why everything's so fucking screwed up compared to.
And that's
look at
why
other
I'm
ethnic
out of
groups.
it. And Kanal, that's why I'm out of it. I don't want any parts of it. So if it causes me to be single and alone and celibate, then that's what I'm gonna do because this whole thing is off track. I
What's
see
off the chart?
this whole dating thing and these gender roles. But listen, Ronan, today I was at work, right?
Actually, you know what? Wait. Before you actually share that story, I want to play this video first because it actually
Okay,
ties
cool.
perfectly in with it. Let me make sure I got the right one. Where is it? Okay, here it is.
So I just left the restaurant after waiting 30 minutes for a date to show up, and apparently I got stood up. I don't know what to say. Like, I'm trying to do everything right to be a gentleman. I brought flowers. I've been consistent talking with this girl for 2 weeks, trying to get to know what she likes, what she doesn't like. I made plans. I picked the restaurant, the day, and the time. You know, I've done everything to be just the kind of guy that would value somebody's time. Like, I'm just looking for my person. I'm just looking for the one that, I guess, is out there for me. I mean, I want to be somebody's husband someday, father. I'm trying to do everything that's right. I can't just get stood up. Like, my feelings didn't even matter. Sitting there eating a meal by myself and realizing that nobody even cares about people anymore. Like, alien dating shouldn't even be this hard. It shouldn't be this hard to find somebody. It shouldn't be this difficult to fall in love, to be kind to one another. Like, what? Ladies, tell me, what did I do wrong?
Oh my God.
I know, that was so sad. I seen that.
Oh my God.
That was sad.
The ladies,
She
this
could have
is
at
a
least sent him a text like, "Look, I'm not gonna make it." Or
this is a perfect
I got
segue.
stuck with something. Like,
Oh
This-
my God.
This is a perfect
this is just
segue.
common decency, like being a good person. Just send a text like, "Hey, I'm sorry, I can't make it." It's that simple. You don't even have to tell him why. It's like common courtesy.
Ashley, this is today's dating scene that you have not experienced in quite some time. So, Miah, you have the floor. This is a perfect segue to what you got to say.
First of all, that is really sad. Like, oh my gosh. Like, oh, that just really hurt me. I mean, honestly, he didn't do anything wrong. And sadly, this person has made him question his worth and what he's doing wrong because of her. I mean, this is a shit woman. This is a shit person. Honestly, it's a shit person. And I don't think that because of her actions, he should take it personally and really internalize that because she's a shitty person. Like, he just needs to know that he dodged a bullet and to move on. Because if she's not a decent enough human to communicate with him, to let him know that, she had no intentions on showing up or something came up, he dodged a bullet because there's no telling how she would be in a relationship. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand. Didn't you have a story that you were going to share before the video?
So tonight at work, nice young looking guy. Hold on, somebody's trying to join the panel. Hold on, let me send them the link. Hold on. Okay. All right, I'm back. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so nice looking gentleman. He was dressed nice, had on a suit. I mean, hair nice and neat. I think, did he have dreads? I'm not sure. But anyway, had on some pretty nice jewelry, clean cut. I was getting ready to leave. I noticed that he was laying on the table. And this is a fine dining restaurant, keep in mind. He was laying on the table. So I asked my coworker, I say, "Hey, Gabby, what's going on with the guy at 73? Is he okay?" Because he looked like he was sleeping. I mean, head down, arms folded. I mean, just like really out of it. And she said, "Girl, his date stood him up." I was like, "Oh my God." She was like, yeah, he's even angry and mad at me. She was like, don't go over there and say anything because, everybody knows me. I'm like Mama Bear. I'm going to be like, baby, you okay? You all right? His espresso martini was just sitting there. He didn't take a sip of his drink. He didn't drink it. He just really just like looked defeated and just like, oh my gosh, it was just terrible to see.
Did you talk to him? Miah.
No, because shit, I'm scared of these damn people. I didn't, and she said she said he was upset. So I was like, I don't want to go and irritate him anymore. And like, are you okay? And knowing me, I probably would have got into this whole long conversation and would have never left work. But I was inclined. But after Gabby said that he was kind of like rude and nasty to her, I kind of like said,
We lost you there. But here's my thing. I think, and I agree with you, Ashley, in regards to like this whole ghosting thing is really getting out of hand to the point where people forgot how just being cordial. If you're not interested, just let that person know you're not interested. And I kind of shared this yesterday. Like, if you're not feeling that person, you're not interested, why even give them your number? Why even entertain a date if you're not really into that person? That's something I never understood.
Because people are sick. That's just a psychological thing about people. There's some really sick people out here. There's some really ego-driven people. There's some really broken people. It's just like why would child molesters desire children? Why would serial killers go up killing everybody? Why would a armed shooter go and do a mass shooting and kill a bunch of people because of one simple thing that happened to them? Like, people are just sick. And you just have to go out here in the world and take a chance and hope that you don't come across these sick people. You know what I mean? And that's just really it.
Well, this is the common thing that a lot of guys are going through, and maybe women as well. I mean, I doubt women get stood up. Do women get stood up on dates?
No, because guess what? Y'all are in y'all natural element. You're not going to miss that date because you might be getting ready to get some pussy afterwards. You see?
Right.
So, yeah, the likeliness.
Yeah, you're right.
The likeliness.
You're right. We're not going to miss that opportunity.
So just.
But I'm wondering,
Look,
women,
regardless if she's a 3 or a 10.
Right.
Exactly.
But I am wondering, do women get stood up or get ghosted?
Well, let me just say this. It was something that you guys said last night. I think it was Trini that said he blocked someone, and it was you that said you blocked someone. I don't know under what terms Huh?
I block people as well.
Okay, under what conditions?
It could be a lot of different things. If I pick up a wrong, or if she's asking me too many personal questions about what I make, what I do. If you haven't read my page, all of a sudden, already, to me, that's a red flag.
Okay,
if you
so
haven't taken the time as a woman that I might be interested in, you're gonna take the time to look at my page, because I've been chewed out many a time by a woman for not even perusing a profile that they took their effort to put their work in to explain who they were.
Well, can I ask you this question, Ronan?
Yeah.
Okay, did you tell that woman that?
Oh, absolutely. Because when she starts,
okay, so once you disclose,
I'll ask her, did you read my profile? The minute she says no, I literally block her.
That is so petty.
That is very
No,
petty.
not.
That
No,
is
it's not,
petty.
because I already
Yes,
know
it
what
is.
road. Look, I get.
That's like.
Listen, I've been catfished so many times. Listen, I'm serious.
But why do
I
why
get hit up.
you
Listen,
don't
I
want
get
any
hit
more
up anywhere
messages?
from 10 to 15 times a day. I'm not lying to you. I'm not capping. 10 to 15 times, and a lot of these people are ghosting. They're catfishing, or they're trying to market for some freaking website that they're trying to get you to click on. So I got to run through that shit every day.
But that's on online dating. What about a person that
That's
you
not
meet?
even online dating. That's just a social media site. I get hit up on IG. I get hit up on Facebook by all these ghost people.
Ronan, if I wanted to get to know you, I'm going to be honest with you. I am like not a social media person. I'm not an internet person. If I'm interested in you, I don't need to read your profile. I'm going to the horse. I'm going to the source. I don't need to read your profile. I'm going to ask you because at this point, I'm getting personal with you.
Again, you're a unicorn. We can't put
So if I
you in the
ask
mix.
you that,
You're
I
not
don't
the
want,
number one.
if I ask you that and you block me and I know where you live, that means you want to see me.
Hey,
Like,
if you're that
why don't you
aggressive,
just
I'm
block
all for it. If
immediately?
you're that aggressive and you're gonna show up in my house and you know where I
You
live
block
at,
me, I'm gonna
ain't
be
that
like,
shit.
hey, you want to see me, don't you? You want to see me, huh?
You're gonna miss your person,
I'm
Ronan,
good
just
with that.
blocking
No, I don't
people.
think so. I don't think so.
You
I feel
are.
them out. I'm very good at filling out what a catfisher is and what they do now because I've been experienced with it for a lot of years. It's not just something that just started happening overnight. It was a process of me learning the certain questions that they ask. You already know where the direction is going. So if they're not really concerned with asking you pertinent questions and they're just really trying to ask you basic questions that you can look on my profile and see, nah, I'm good. Reading is fundamental. I'm too old. I'm 55.
I think for me, it's more. I don't block. I delete. I just delete your phone number. So for me, I know after you and I
Damn,
have a
if
few
she's got your phone
conversations.
number, that's different to me. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Kunal. But that's different to me if she knows your phone number. I'm talking about somebody just
No.
introducing
But the thing
themselves
is, for me,
online.
is like once I delete your name from my phone and I see a text with just a number on it, I don't respond to it. You may say, "Hey, what's up?" I'm not going to respond to it because I don't recognize the number.
Right.
So once I delete your name off my phone, I don't need to block it because any random text that I get that doesn't have a name associated with it, I don't respond to it.
Right. And I'm like this. Look, you meet me online, fine. I need a video call, and then you can have my number and we can talk offline. I'm not a social media person anyway. Like you said, I'd rather talk to you and get a feel for you as a person, and I can hear that in your voice. Being in sales for so long, I can hear sincerity. So, if you can't give me a quick video call for a verification I'm talking to the same person I'm looking at online, yeah, you got to go.
Yeah. But my thing is like, in order for me to do that, I have to like, after a few conversations with you, I know that there's no connection. So I'm not gonna waste my time. It just is what it is. If I feel like this is our last conversation, I'll delete the number. If I hear from her 3 months later, I don't know who she is because I don't recognize the number. And that's how I've always done things in the past.
Start off at square one again.
Yeah,
When I'm not interested in someone, I just tell them I'm not interested. I think I'm gonna move forward. I'm just not interested.
Yeah, it's different for everybody. But
And
one
you
thing
met
I'll never
somebody
do.
online.
One thing I'll never do is mislead. I'm not gonna tell you, lies or whatever. I'm gonna let you know, this is who I am. This is how I operate. Take it or leave it, and I'm okay with that. And I
So
think more
even with
people.
all of the, these things on social media saying you should lie
I
and
don't believe in
gain.
that. I don't
Okay.
believe in that. I don't believe in that.
I don't
If
either.
anything, for one, I'm not a good liar. So, because I forget what I lied about. So I'm better off just letting you know. And one thing I've learned from my uncle, he told me that even when this may sound kind of bad, but it's like even when you tell the truth to a woman, she's still gonna think that you lying. So always tell the truth. And I never forgot that. And it's just like, and hence why I'm always been truthful. It's like, hey, this is what it is. And more than likely, there's a possibility that she may not believe what I just said is true. In her mind, she's gonna believe what she wants to believe.
True.
So fuck it. This is what this is what it is. I mean, hence, if I feel like in a relationship I can't take it anymore, then yeah, I'm gonna walk away. I've never been really good at closing, like ending something. It's just like I'd rather have that person end it before I do it. I may distance myself from it, which is not a good situation, but that's how I always try to avoid conflict.
That was a problem of mine. I'm somebody that perseveres.
Yeah.
I have dogged determination. I'm oblivious to a lot of shit when I'm focused in on something. I literally had a female friend of mine watch me go through a whole marriage. She sung at my wedding. By the time I went through my divorce with my wife, she said, "Alex, put your cape up. You're done saving hoes. Don't you?" And she checks me every time.
That's a good friend. That's a good friend.
Do not go out there and save not one more person. I've watched you. She used me as an edict or an example of what she would think it was a good man, and that's a good friend, you know. But at the end of the day, she's like, "No, I've watched you. You've done everything potentially you could have done for that woman, and I see how it turned out."
Sometimes you could be good and a person can see it and it's them. It's not you. It's a them thing.
Exactly. Hey, every breakup, I've never taken it as nothing but a learning experience.
Yeah, same here.
And I move forward, not backwards. So she could never have me back. Like I said, they've all come back. I'm not taking them back. I'm not even curious.
No more spinning the block with you, huh?
No. You walk out, bye. I'm a Libra too, so I don't know what y'all know about astrology. We don't care. We're very balanced in our thought process, but at the end of the day, you go, don't come back.
I'm the same way. I don't believe in moving backwards. Once we're done, we're done. I don't need to, there's no need to explore a second chance relationship. Like, fuck that.
I tried it with my first wife because we have 4 children. No, not doing it.
It's not worth it. More than likely, if it ended the first time, it's not going to work the second time. It's just not.
Yeah.
And sometimes we just got to move on. And granted, there are some scenarios where people do make things work out the second time around, but more than likely, there's a lot of loose ends.
I don't even think they made it work out. I think they suffered through it.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be in a relationship where I'm suffering.
Like, I've shared this with Miah and, my past relationship. I went through hell emotionally, physically. I mean, I was in my worst shape ever, physically, mentally. My testosterone level was in the shits. And once I recovered from that, I'm Haitian. Haitians have this thing that you put a cross on the floor and you kiss it. You have to kiss the ground. That you'll never do that again. And I made a vow to myself that I would never put myself in that situation again. So if I feel like the relationship's not working, I'm moving on. That's it. Fuck it. Just count the loss and just keep it moving.
Right.
Trying to stick around for the kids, stick around for other people. Fuck that. Like, protect your sanity. Protect your, yourself. Because I've seen guys get a heart attack due to bad relationships. Stress the fuck out, bad health, one committed suicide. And it's just like, it's not worth it. No person, man or woman, is worth for you to go through that shit. You better just being by yourself.
Agreed.
So I'm not afraid to tell a woman, like, hey, listen, if things don't work out between us, it's cool. We can just end it. I'm not doing therapy. There's no need for that. Like, couple therapy, look, we got issues that more than likely is never going to be resolved. Hence why we just need to just go ahead and just move on, because guess what? Maybe 2, 3, 5, 10 years from now, you're going to bring up the same problem that we experienced 10 years ago. I mean, ladies, what do you think? You guys agree or disagree? I mean, what's your take on it? Do you think second chances does work for some people, and the couple therapy works where people feel like, they could give it a second chance?
Couples therapy only works with people who really want to work through it depends on the degree of their issues, honestly. I've recently learned my lesson that I'm not spinning the block. First red flag, you gone. I'm not taking an apology. I'm not taking that you miss me. I'm not taking your fake ass accountability that, oh yeah, I was wrong. I'm sorry. It'll never happen again. No, you're going to do it again. Because just as I forgive you, that gives you the green light to press the gas and do it again. So that's a no for me.
Damn.
Just like you said, you put a cross on the floor and kiss it, meaning that it'll never happen again. This last situation, I would never, ever, ever go through anything like that again by forgiving someone. I think
Yep.
forgiveness sometimes equals resentment. That's just where it's going to end.
I agree. And, right now I have one of my good friends, one of my best friends, is going through some things. And I told him, hey, we took a trip to Cuba, talked. I mean, we spoke a lot about his situation. But at the end of the day, it's like, bro, you were an amazing father to these boys. It's time for you to move on. You're not happy. You've done
And I,
everything you could. You've done everything you could. And stuff in the past is still coming up. Things that you had no control of based on her past issues. And it's just like, you know what, bro, it's time to get that lawyer. Enjoy the rest of your life, man. There's no need for you to walk around sad and stressed out, having stomach ulcers and like because of stress. No, bro. Like these boys need you more than they need you alive.
Speaking in my
yeah.
second marriage, I gained over 100 pounds trying to hang in there.
And
for my
I
wife.
think that's a very good topic for conversation is men hanging on and staying in. Like men need to normalize leaving. And I get that you men are designed and you want to be there for your children and the kids and, whatever other reasoning comes along with that. But sometimes it's not the best thing to stay.
It's not. I stayed 5 years longer than I should. And it affected my testosterone level, affected my health, where I ballooned 75 pounds at the time. I lost a nice remote high six figure job because I was stressed out and depressed. I lost a football program that I created. And it's like, again, when I fell into that, I fell onto my knees and made that cross on that floor and kissed it and just say what I had to say. That's when I closed the door. And I said, I'll never go through this again. I don't care how bad she is or whatever. Like, listen, you're not for me. You're stressing me out. You're giving me problems. I don't like how I feel. I don't like how I feel around you. Hence, it's time for you to go.
Moved to a whole nother state, gave up an agency with over 200 agents in it.
It's just, sometimes a lot of guys and even women, ladies, if you see a guy that's not giving you what you want, man, walk away. He's not going to change. This is who he is. And especially if a guy has to constantly apologize, that's a red flag right there. So, I don't know. I got one life to live. I'm going to live my best life. If it means by myself or someone that understands me, that's cool. But
yeah, I think that's where I'm at. I've totally accepted my journey. Like wherever it ends, that's what it. If I'm by myself or if I find someone, that's cool. But I'm not really searching. I'm not seeking. I'm not validating anybody's ego. I'm not letting anybody use me for sex. I'm not letting anybody lie to me, take advantage of me. I'm just not doing it anymore. It's just not worth it. Like if you come with some bullshit, you're out. You're gone. Just you're not welcomed here. Like this is a place of peace. It's a place of love and sincerity. So if you're not on that, you can't be around me.
I wish more women and guys would do this. It's sad that people, they create this level of dependency on other people, and that's something that I don't ever want to ever do. I don't want to depend on anybody. It is what it is. It's just like, hey, I may love my wife if I'm married or have a girlfriend, whatever. I love him, but I don't want to depend on him because that person could come and go.
That's true.
I don't want to be attached to them being in my life.
Yeah, I don't ever want to do that again either. Like, you know what? You got to be okay with whether they stay or whether they go.
And it's funny, I shared this before. Oh, someone hurt you. You hurt. You still hurt. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm good. I'm just at a point in my life now, just at a different stage in my life where, look, I understand that my peace, my happiness, I dictate that, not you. I would never put that responsibility on someone else.
you know, I'm gonna give you some truth. I don't know whether it's my mindset from being in the military or whatever. My biggest thing to me was out of sight, out of mind. Out of mind. I deployed. I did different things when I was in the military. When I was gone for months, you know what she did, and I didn't know about. I didn't care. I was going to drive myself crazy about it. I wasn't going to worry about it. When I got home and she was there, wonderful. Whoever it was, if there was somebody, he wasn't good enough to take her. You can't make somebody stay with you at the end of the day. You get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, why drive yourself nuts over the possibility of them doing one thing or another? If you're there, you're there. If you're not, I hope you're happy with whoever you're with. See you later.
Yeah. And it's always like that. So it's like, you know, I speak to the young men, focus on you. Don't worry about, you know, I understand being in your 20s is your first love and you're super jealous and all that stuff. But look, she's not going to be your last. The same goes to the women. He's
Jealousy
not going to be
will
your
get you
last.
in jail while she goes on to the next dude.
Yep.
So there's no even reason to be jealous. Because if she doesn't want to be with you, no matter whether you're jealous or not, she's still going to move on. What's the point? It's just wasted energy. At the end of the day, is what I realized. It's just wasted energy.
And that's how I feel about
at the same time.
That's how I feel about the guy that got stood up. Like, I really wanted to just like really just like tell him like, sweetheart, get up and go home and recalibrate yourself. Like, get up. You cannot lay like this in this restaurant.
Was he an older guy or a younger guy?
No,
it's a young guy. Yeah, he's a young guy.
I mean, sadly, I mean, it was so fucking crazy and bogus and he was so out of it. I took a picture and sent it to Kanal. I was like, look at this shit.
Rolling is bad. It's like, as a man, you don't want to see another man like that in a public setting. Like, do that shit behind closed door. Don't do it at a restaurant, at a fine dining restaurant at that, where there's folks all around you. You look defeated. Like,
I mean, everybody.
I get what you're saying, because it saves face for the man as far as his masculinity.
Man,
but
look, he looks pathetic.
Listen. We got too many brothers offing themselves because they want to be quiet when they're in pain. So
I understand.
I commend him for being in pain in public, to where even if somebody thought they were bothering him, at least they would attempt to console him in some way. Versus him going home and doing the wrong thing.
I would have said this, Roland. If I was there and I would have saw him, I would have like literally like, hey, I'll buy him a drink and talk to him.
You saw he had his drink. He had his drink.
But the thing is, if I were to offer him a drink, he'll probably get another drink. That drink he doesn't want.
A lot of brothers don't have other brothers they can go to and vent with,
and that's the thing.
Stuff off. Y'all have girlfriends. Y'all go have a mani pedi,
and that's why he was in that position.
No man wants to talk to another man and show that has a weakness or he got stood up. It's all, you suck it up and quietness until it becomes too much. And when it becomes too much, that's when you have brothers offing themselves.
And Roland, if you would have saw the picture, which Miah took, and again, it's just like, is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I felt bad. I looked at him like, damn, that's my little brother.
Yeah.
And it's just like, and it's sad that a lot of men, especially a lot of black men, we don't have no one to talk to.
Exactly.
We don't. There's no system or outlet where
not make fun of you for feeling the way you feel.
And that's why he stayed where he's. I mean, honestly, now I'm thinking about it. I think he stayed in that restaurant.
Right.
He has nowhere else to go.
Exactly my point. That was
so he has to dwell. He has to dwell with it right there and then.
Because, I mean, if you're in your right mind, you are going to get up and walk out and say, oh, well, it's whatever. But the fact that he stayed there in his pain was a semblance of, needing to be around somebody, because God forbid what would happen if he was by himself and in that same pain.
I mean, like I said, Ronan, I wanted to go up and say something, but after, my coworker was like, I was like, what's going on with him at that table? She's like, his date stood him up, and she was like, he's just angry.
I mean, if Kanal is describing you the way he's supposed to be looking over there,
No,
That
it's
would have been
bad.
a
It's
confident
bad.
booster, though. That would have been a confident booster for a woman of your proportions and whatever to walk over and sit with him and console him. You know, that would have brightened up his day, no matter whether she didn't show up. Maybe she was only a 4, but he was desperate to see that 4. And then here you go and sit down, and you're probably a 9.
I mean, here's the thing,
and he's just like, "Thank you for saying that." That I guarantee you, he would have said, "Thank you for saying that." I really appreciate that.
Here's the thing: as much as people think black men are out there playing the game, playing the field as players,
we're not.
A lot of black men are lonely.
Yep.
A lot of black men don't have an outlet to actually speak their mind, speak their heart, speak their pain. I mean, shit, you go to a strip club, you go to a damn, like one of these spots where a guy could just drink and talk to the bartender, talk to a dancer about all the shit that he's going through.
That's how they make their money. They lend a sympathetic ear.
And a lot of black men just don't have an outlet for them to express themselves without being ridiculed, because of course there's always another black man out there that's gonna like, oh, you a bitch, oh, you weak as hell, like, oh, that wouldn't be me, you know, don't worry about it. It was like, dude, he was looking forward to this date to the point where it's like he was excited, but then that happened. And the thing is, this may be the start of his evil origins.
True.
Like this, you know, this may be the start of him becoming a damn monster. Like, yo, I don't give a shit
about superheroes. They each, a superhero and a villain, each start off with the same origin story, and it's just one action within that origin story that turns them either good or evil.
Yep. Draymond, man, what's going on, bro?
What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing?
We're doing well, man. What do you take on the topic, man? We're talking about celibacy, and we talked about a few interesting things. You have anything you want to chime in?
I don't know who was talking about when the dude was crying in the restaurant on the ground.
We just talked about that.
Man, I was like, man, if I would have seen the dude laying down like that, crying like that, at some point you got to look at him and be like, man, I wouldn't want that to be you. You know, I want to go over there and console the guy in some kind of way. I don't know if I would have bought him a drink, because, you know what I'm saying, I probably would have just dropped him into a deeper situation. But, you know, I would have had tried to encourage the man in some kind of way, you know.
Well, I mean, I think as men, like, I'm not afraid to offer a man a drink. It's like, hey, you want a drink? It's just like a way to a good segue to like start conversation. I'm sorry?
I feel like breaking the ice. I feel you.
Yeah. It's like breaking the ice, because I brought dudes drinks. I'm like, yo, you want to drink? We talking, chopping up on sports, whatever. Like, if I know, yo, you want to drink? Next round is on me. Don't worry about it. But to see another man like that openly, like, he looked defeated. Like, what I saw, he looked defeated. And this is where we need to come in as big brothers, or be that uncle, and really advise the younger brothers. Okay, yeah, you don't need to dwell on this. More, you're gonna have better situations, but also too, we don't know what type of mental state he was in either.
How recent was this? This just happened?
This happened today.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So
we got the rest of the weekend to think about that one.
The thing is, like, everyone think that, a lot of us out there smashing so many women, or out there in the clubs, being a player. But a lot of brothers is just at home doing nothing.
Lonely days.
A lot of brothers out there they go to the liquor store, grab their drink they drink for the weekend, and that's it. They stay in the house. They worked hard all week. They just trying to stay in the house. So, I mean, it's always different, because again, that perception that guys all want the same thing, but there's always a few guys that does look forward to going out on a date, that want to have that woman connection. So is what it is. What's up, Pablo?
Yo, what's up, man?
Hey, nothing much, man. How you doing?
Oh, I'm chilling, man. I enjoyed your show last night.
Oh yeah.
Although I didn't get to come on, and I didn't catch it until you guys were done.
It's all good. It's all good. Hey, Hey, what do you think, man? Actually, you being a big advocate of the Blue Book Gentleman, today, there was a young man that looked defeated. His date stood him up at the restaurant, at a fine dining restaurant. He literally stayed in the He stayed at the booth, looked defeated, with his head down on the table. And what would you tell that young man that just got stood up?
Well, I'm gonna be. It's kind of par for the course in the culture that currently exists in the United States, in the dating culture that exists there. I would tell him expand his options. I mean, I'm here in Dominican Republic right now. I'm actually at a resort with a lady friend, kicking it, having a good time. So, I ain't crying over no spilled milk. Believe it. I learned better. Once I learned what was available to me on this planet, I haven't been sad not one day about no dating.
But Pablo, we're an older generation. We're talking about these young millennials that really weren't brought up in order to understand how to handle their pain well, and handle rejection. No, he was a younger cat.
Can I just
been
say something?
I've been there.
But I'm sorry, going overseas for a date is just not a solution. Not everybody has the means. Not everybody has the bravery to get a passport and to get on a plane and to go to another country and calculate their dates and look online and find flights and find an Airbnb and find out which place it is safe to go and all of those things. That's just not a permanent solution.
That's why they have groups.
No,
like
it's
this.
not. It's not a solution for everyone. You're absolutely right. Not for everyone. But it sounds like the guy was at least, when you say young, you mean 20s, 30?
I'm gonna say, I'm looking at the picture right now, sadly. It's just he was dressed very well. He had to be, I'm gonna say maybe 32. I'm gonna say anywhere between 32 and 35.
Oh, he can do it.
And he had on a very nice suit. He had it paired well with some very nice Chuck Taylors. And he had on some really nice jewelry. I don't know if it was fake or not, but I don't care. But I wear fake jewelry and I'm cool with it. But he looked well put together. And he had braids. His braids were nice and neat. He looked like a presentable young man. From the outside looking in, I don't know what triggered this person to, stand him up.
So I take it that he has had a run of bad luck, bad experiences. He's probably defeated, disappointed, and disillusioned. He probably hadn't had a win in a while. I heard Kanal talking about his closing rate. I was like, well, goddamn, if you got a 90% closing rate, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know
my closing rate was back in the 20s, in my 20s in Chicago. So it's like, it's a lot different now.
Well, yeah.
Okay. It's better now. What are you talking about? You're seasoned.
Yeah.
No, I know, but I was out there. I was out there in the streets, man, in Chicago. It was just, graduate school was amazing for me, man. It was all good.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm guessing he's probably, I haven't seen this video, but I'm guessing, he's probably reached the end of his rope and don't know what to try next.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and play this video for you, and it's like, let us know, what would you tell this brother? And again, this is not the same guy that Miah saw at the restaurant. This is a different guy, but he kind of went through the same situation. So here it is.
So I just left the restaurant after waiting 30 minutes for a date to show up, and apparently I got stood up. I don't know what to say. Like, I'm trying to do everything right to be a gentleman. I brought flowers. I've been consistent talking with this girl for 2 weeks, trying to get to know what she likes, what she doesn't like. I made plans. I picked the restaurant, the day, and the time. I've done everything to be just the kind of guy that would value somebody's time. Like, I'm just looking for my person. I'm just looking for the one that, I guess, is out there for me. I mean, I want to be somebody.
I can't listen to this shit, man. This shit is depressing.
I've seen that one.
Yeah,
I've seen that one
too long, man. I'm like, that's too much.
But you know what I noticed about Black American culture? Black American culture blames the man. If the woman stands him up, they blame the man. They say, well, you should have read the signs that she wasn't really into you. Or, you know, you're lame. You need to have more swag and more style. And then maybe people would like you. They blame the man. They don't say, well, why did this woman have such poor character as to accept a date and not show up? They don't say, well, you know, that person is operating in bad faith. They don't do that. Black American culture says it's the man's fault. You should have been better. If you was a better man, people would not treat you in bad faith. That's basically what they say. Get some more swag and some more style, and we'll like you.
Well, Pablo, I did speak on that, and I said, you know, I wish I would have said something to, you know, basically let him know, like, if she has poor character this way by just standing you up and not, you know, letting you know she really wasn't that interested enough in going out with you, then, you know, he pretty much dodged the bullet, because you don't know how this woman would have been in a relationship or moving forward.
Yeah, I agree to that. I guess I just don't like the piling on, the blame game of the guy. That if he were somehow that as if he did something.
Right.
But we don't know if that's what was said. We don't know what happened. We don't know if she blamed him for anything. We don't know.
No, I don't mean the girl blaming him. I mean like the social commentary that I hear around it. It's more of a thing where, well, if you would just, you know, alpha your way through it, you know, it would be better for you. That's kind of what I get in the ether of, you know, Black American commentary on stuff like this.
It's kind of funny.
I'm glad I'm not a part of the ether, because you know what? Like I said before, I don't live by society rules. I don't live by social media rules. I live by what I'm aligned with and what my desires are and what I seem and deem fit for me at the end of the day. I don't care what lashes this lady has. I don't care what surgery she has. I don't care how fat her ass is. I don't care where she works. I don't care what kind of men she's attracting. I don't care. It has absolutely nothing to do with me. And I would never take on any level of feelings for what somebody else has going on. I'm going to do me.
Well, Miah, I understand you're an individual, and you know, in all of your, you know, personal glory and idiosyncrasies and all of the things that make you special. But human beings operate in groups. We are meant to live together in groups, and so to kind of just wipe away or discount, you know, human interactions as a whole because it don't apply to me, that's just not realistic.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
Like it's a little harsh.
You say what?
I think that the dude, I don't think he had enough. He just wasn't prepared, man. You could tell that he didn't have a certain somebody in his life that was able to prepare him for something like that, just in case.
No, you know what?
My biggest thing listening to how even both of these stories ended up. Most dudes don't go for the okie doke too quickly. There's some naive guys out there, but you
Yeah,
gotta
they
look
are.
at you gotta
I know I've been naive.
wait. Let me finish. You gotta look at the other end of this. This woman had these dudes so pumped up and assured they went all out,
Mm-hmm. Dude got
and
roses.
then got blown out by the no show because obviously she put a bug in his ear so tough that he bit, and it was an assured thing. My roses, the other dudes like laid out. No dude gets that defeated if he wasn't already being pumped up by the woman. You get what I'm saying?
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I've been stood up before. I'm not immune from that. I don't think any of us have never experienced that. I mean, I think with what you may have seen with these two gentlemen that are on camera with it, or the one that you experienced in the restaurant, they have probably interacted with that, more than a few times, to the point where, maybe they're not reading the social cues in the way that they should.
I agree. I mean, I found myself guilty of that. And it'll never happen again. And maybe that's his jug where he has to say, okay, let me self-reflect. Let me take a look at what I'm doing wrong so that this never happens again. Because we all feel it. We all go through it.
But the question is, did he do something wrong? I mean, he
We
was
don't
just being
know.
well, no, but okay, we're just assuming. This guy took the time to dress nice, dress clean, super excited for this date, brought roses, the other guy. And they were just felt like, you know what, hey man, I did everything right. I did everything that I was supposed to do correctly. And this happened to me. Why?
That's one of those things where you have to self-reflect. It's nothing that I did wrong. I can't let that person's actions project onto me being a bad person or saying that I did anything wrong. That person's actions may not have had anything to do with him. It's all to do with them. Did he deserve it? Absolutely not. But did the person do it? Yeah, they did it. And didn't give two fucks either while they were at it.
Well, I know that the gentlemen on this panel are very seasoned in this area. I'm sure we've all had dates, and what we've done is we confirm before we head out.
Yeah, that's what I do. That's what I normally do. Like the morning of our date, the morning of, I will send you a text or call you and let you know, hey, are you still down for this? And listen, and I'll give them a door to escape. Like, hey, listen, it's okay if you want to reschedule it. It's okay if you want to just do it another time. It's like I let them know, like, hey, you're not forced to do this.
So, I do the same thing. I've done the same thing.
I never go by assumptions. It's like, hey, listen, this is the day of. I want to confirm. Are you still interested? If you want to reschedule it, as soon as she reschedule it, I know. All right, fuck it. I'm gonna put her in the C category. It's like this is what it is. It's like, hey, I talked to you. I'm not like my level of effort will drastically go down because of that. Because you didn't take the initiative to call me to reschedule. I had to call you, and it's like you were on the fence. You know what? Okay, you're now a C category. You're no longer A category for me.
I've had second thoughts about dates before, and said, hey, I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. Usually, I go ahead and come clean and say, look, I'm currently seeing someone else, or maybe I accepted this, meeting prematurely. I think I'm gonna have to have to say no. I've done that before myself, but I called the person to let them know. I didn't just leave them hanging.
I mean, Ashley, your thoughts? Miah, your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I was gonna say that, you know, it's just basically down to the character thing and just having common decency and courtesy to just say, hey, I'm not gonna make it tonight. Like, women are allowed to change their mind. Like, yes, she may have told him Friday night, I'll see you there. They could have confirmed the next day on Saturday, and then maybe by evening time, she just didn't feel like going. And that's fine. But at least have the decency to send them a message and say, hey, you know what? I thought I wanted to go. I changed my mind. Like, I'm not going to make it tonight. I'm sorry. And that's really what it's about. I think sometimes we get caught up in like this entitlement of feeling like people owe us a reason as to why they don't like us or why they're not interested. I actually don't owe you a reason as to why I'm not interested anymore. I just don't want to go, So we have to be careful of that. Like, I feel like we are in a time where everybody needs like this instant validation or instant entitlement. Like, oh, well, I'm this great person. Why don't you like me? I just don't. Somebody else asked me out on a date. Do I need to explain that to you? No, but I'm going to give you the common courtesy to say, hey, I'm not going to show up tonight. So I feel like we're not really being fair because we really don't know why the woman didn't show up. She just didn't. But she has every right to not show up. She just should have texted him and said, hey, I'm not going to make it.
Right, that's what I was thinking about too. Like, I was wondering, like, did he ever confirm?
Like, we don't even know. Like, what if this guy was hounding her every single day for the date and she just said, you know what, all right, I'll go. And then when Saturday came, she was like, why did I even agree to this? Like, I don't even really like him like that. Like, you know what, I'm not going. And that's cool. That's fine. But at least just text old boy and just say, hey, I'm not coming tonight. Like, I'm sorry. That's it.
I don't think the vibe was really what it was. Because if you vibing with somebody like constantly for 2 weeks, she either gonna tell you that she can't make it or be at that date. So he could have been just talking to her every now and then within them 2 weeks and really got gassed up and probably ain't talked to her 3 days and still went and waited on her at the place that they said that they was gonna be at.
Okay, yeah. Listen.
But I feel like
I got a theory. The one dude with the flowers, I guarantee you, he was being catfished. He was talking to somebody he never met online, and she drug him along. Maybe he sent her a couple cash apps or whatever. They're supposedly in the same city or the same state. He sets up this date. And the person was never intending to be there in the first place. He just got pulled along.
There's a lot of that.
There's a lot of that going on. That's why I told the ladies earlier, Pablo, you weren't in here, that I eliminate people that meet me online or try to talk to me online within the first 5 minutes of talking to them. Because I've been catfished that many times just on my profile alone. If you can't produce a live conference call with me for a couple minutes so I can verify who I'm talking to, you gotta fucking go.
Video chat.
Video chat me. If my mother at 78 years old can video chat me, you can video chat me. You chat up everybody else.
But wait, this is for Miah. Think about it, right? As women, like, we always change our mind. Even with our girls, like, we'll plan to go out, we'll go shopping, get our nails done, and like when it's time to go out, we text them like, girl, you know what, I don't even feel like going no more. Like, we do that to each other. Like, we'll change our mind at the drop of a hat. So I don't think it's something that you should judge women on as far as like her not wanting to go anymore or showing up for a date. As long as she sends a text. I mean, it could be maybe she don't like the way she look in the dress that she was going to wear for you on the date. And now she don't want to go because she got a little pudge and it's showing. So it's not always just, oh, well, she didn't like him or she was leading him on. Maybe she just didn't feel great.
Selfish. That's straight selfish.
Yeah, because women be so easy to just be like, oh, it's nothing.
But I'm saying we do that for our friends.
Listen to the excuse you just said. I'm bloated. I don't want to go. I'm bloated. I don't want to go after all this man's planning. That is so damn selfish.
Well, you have some women that are like that.
25-year-old me would be disappointed. 50-year-old me is like, great, I saved some money.
Yeah, you be like, you good, but if you 20, 22, 23 years old, man, you like, damn, what the hell?
Hey, Low. Yeah, I think my 45-year-old will be like, all right, I just save some money. I'm good. I can stay my ass home, do something creative, whatever. Yeah, nowadays, man, if women were to like cancel a date, all right, cool, no problem.
Shit, I cancel them. What the fuck? I'm 55.
It's like I'm okay with that.
So women aren't
And
allowed cancellation. So if you plan for a date and
no,
she
no, no, no,
cancels, that's
It
it.
depends
She
on
on the
how it's
block
delivered.
list.
no. Okay, my thing is this. My thing is this. If you know for a fact and you woke up Saturday morning or Friday morning that you knew that you were kind of hesitant about this date, yet you took no action to really like, all right, cool. You know, I'm not really feeling this date or I'm not interested in this date. Notify the person that you're wrong.
Yeah, it's not. It's the non-communication that's the problem.
It's like for me, okay. It's like okay, me. If I'm going to a meeting, a work meeting, if I know for a fact 2 hours before the meeting, I know like I'm not in a great mood to actually have this meeting. I'm gonna cancel that meeting and reschedule it. It's not that hard. So
I don't know, because I'm a woman and I went to work today and I didn't want to go and I probably gave shit service because I just didn't really want to fucking be there.
That's the difference between men and women. Like we work
I
off of
was,
emotions sometimes. Like sometimes we just change our mind.
Y'all are so in y'all's head. That's so ridiculous. But
I'm
I
just being
understand.
Change our mind.
honest.
It has nothing to do with you. It's just I don't feel like it anymore. Like for whatever reason. And
well,
You
okay,
know,
but
somebody was like, it's my birthday. We give complimentary champagne. I was like, I don't give a fuck that it's your birthday. Like, here, just go.
Men really be looking forward to them dates, man.
yeah, and you're right, Draymond. It's like we look forward to these days, especially someone that we're attracted to. You know,
Yeah,
someone
because you're
that
trying to
we
get
want to get to
some.
know.
Because you're
Yes,
trying to close. God damn it.
yes. You
Men
know,
always
back.
close.
Come on,
Yes, we
unicorn.
are trying to close.
Stop
However, we
unicorn.
still want to get to know you. So we get super excited. Like the date, like the morning of our date, dude, dog, we in good mood. We're gonna make sure we go to the gym. We get our clothes pressed.
Get
Like
that fresh
like
haircut.
we already know what outfits we're gonna wear. Like we go take it to the cleaner, drop it off. All right, cool. We go pick it up. Go get the haircut done because you super excited. Like this is a new person.
You pull out that best cologne that you know she's gonna want to cuddle up and start sniffing your
But
neck with.
you do all this shit. And your ass don't show up. Hell yeah, I'm gonna be fucking pissed off. I'm like, what the fuck?
But a
You
good
can
character,
just
she should acknowledge that. Like, hey babe, I know you planned this out and you were really looking forward to it, but I just don't feel good. Or whatever her reason may be. Can we
do that
reschedule?
6
That
hours
delivery
before
right
the actual
there would
date.
probably help. That kind of delivery would probably help. But I think the one
Maybe a
brother
6
that
hour.
was underneath the table, I think she devastated the way she delivered. He wasn't going to show up. Then the other dude just got straight up right, not called.
Damn, Kanal, are you able to like just show a snippet of the picture? Like,
No, I don't want to do that.
No.
He's
Brother,
live. He's
Uh,
live. If somebody reviews this and wants to clip that, it's going.
yeah.
oh God,
and-
okay, yeah, we are in viral nation. Okay, sorry.
Yeah. But guys, it's bad. It's bad. I mean,
If you
honestly,
get really, really upset because I canceled a date, like I would take that as a red flag. Like, oh, you angry like that over a date?
I'm
That's a
not
red
angry.
flag.
Yo,
You have
wait,
anger
I'm not
issues.
angry. I'm not angry. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed for one that you waited the last second to do it when you had the whole 23 hours
right
to cancel,
But
and I could have made arrangement with someone else or make arrangement with to do something else. So that's what I'm. For me, it's not getting pissed off or whatever. It's just like, yo, you waited at the last minute to tell me this. That tells me a lot about you. I mean, it's just like, all right, cool. You know what?
And guess what? Lucky for him, he ain't got it. I hope he doesn't deal with her again or give her a second chance.
Nowadays, you never know.
Nowadays, if he's simping, he's gonna give her another shot. If she can.
Yep.
I mean, Maya, what would you do if your
What?
if the tables was turned and the dude did something like that? Would you not care if you was really into that person and you was really looking forward to that date? And within the hour of the date, he just like, oh, I can't make it. On some bullshit.
I will probably be calling Ashley like, girl, you will not believe what this motherfucking sucker did, and I would
But do you see
probably
how
like,
you have Ashley or somebody that you can call on and do that. Most dudes don't have that.
Those guys don't have that.
And
Those
you
guys
would
don't
cut
have the
him off?
outlet to actually do that.
Oh yeah, he's getting cut off. I'm not, especially if you don't communicate and then you think you're gonna like text me, the next day. Like if you do text me the next day, it better have been something like detrimental, like a death in your
Right.
family, or
See, that's
you
the
know,
difference. That's the difference because a man ain't gonna just cut you off.
You trying to hit?
right.
Man, a man ain't gonna cut you off. He gonna try to understand, but at the same time, he don't want to lose you. You know.
Yeah, he's not gonna want to lose because at that point he can pretty much balance where he's gonna place me in his life. Am I gonna be a placeholder? Now it's like, you know what, she done turned me off. I really don't, feel the connection. But however, I'ma still fuck her though.
Yeah.
Up, she goes on the
yeah.
roster.
Yeah,
she's on the roster.
Look. This is what we'll do. We'll instantly put you in a roster, and we got different categories within the roster. It's like, all right, I'll put on
She's
a
flaky. We
Tuesday.
can't count on you.
Yeah, she's flaky. She has poor communication skills. You know what? Hey, this is a Tuesday date at Bennigan's. Fuck it. I'm not spending more than Fridays. That's it. If she doesn't respond, fuck it. Is what it is. Before, when I saw you as maybe a potential, maybe I want to explore something with you because I'm physically attracted to you, and it's like you caught my interest. But due to that fuck shit behavior that you just actually done, you know what? Hey, you go over here. And guys do that.
Yep, that's how it goes.
Most guys do that.
Yep.
It's like, all right.
And she's probably not gonna even know that. So you're just gonna like pretty much punish her and just put her on the roster, fuck on her when you want, like you said. Now I got leverage at this because you did this to me. Like, yeah, you're only good for Applebee's drinks and a fuck.
I mean, Applebee's got some good food.
Women
though.
don't do the same thing. They don't
Good
rate
drink
their men as
specials.
far as their level of income.
Applebee's got some good drink specials, man.
They do. Their sangria.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, we're gonna have these. We're gonna get some drinks and we're gonna fuck afterwards. Hey, what you talking
No, but
about?
Applebee's is not a good first date at all.
Well, this is after you've already known her. Applebee's is a good second, third, fourth date if it's what it is. If you're just going out there,
And listen, you find the right one, man. Go to Chipotle, stop by the liquor store, man. Hit the park, have a few drinks, and get to know each other, man.
You got to watch what you're putting in her tummy. You know what I'm saying?
Man, dude, just don't get no right.
I agree, Ronan. Like, I'm not eating Chipotle, and I plan on doing the nasty afterwards.
Right. You
gotta wait. Hold up.
What's wrong with what they eat? No.
Hold up. Wait. Y'all can't be talking shit about my restaurant now, man. Chipotle got everything you need. You got your steak, got your chicken, got your pork, you got the tacos,
way before
soft tacos, burrito, bowl. I mean, you can't guacamole. I mean, you got everything you need.
For failure, brother. You said
Start
yourself
drinking
up
that
for
liquor, then
failure
you
for
get
that
that
Chipotle.
blue.
Yeah.
Okay, like, who's trying to have my stomach bubbling and I'm getting ready to be sexy?
Right.
No.
I mean, it won't be bubbling until the next day, though.
Hey,
No.
what you put into it, Canal, you get out. Watch yourself.
Right. I do not want my stomach tore up and we trying to go take care of some business.
I mean, she go use the bathroom and go take a shower afterwards.
No.
Women aren't going to do that, bro, unless they real comfortable with you. And that means y'all are already in a relationship if she's that damn comfortable. She going to make sure she eats a certain type of thing if y'all are going to
Bullshit, man.
Really?
I seen women eat a damn a porterhouse steak at a dinner and she still, did her thing.
That's pretty heavy.
Yeah, I know. That's what I said. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, hey, the whole premise of a date is getting to know each other, man. It doesn't matter where you go, how much money you're spending. It's like, hey, listen, we're getting to know each other. We're having a great time. Whatever happens, happens.
Like, I love these conversations on dating, but, I'm not dating right now, so I'm extremely guarded. So when I hear these conversations and this craziness, it kind of makes me more reluctant to, like, just chill out for a little bit, honestly.
So,
but then y'all get mad at me for being approached and cutting chicks off within 3 conversations. What the hell?
You say what now, Ronan?
Y'all got mad at me earlier in this conversation about telling chicks, "Yo, you gotta go."
No, we didn't. We didn't get mad.
Yeah, y'all were a little disturbed. Oh, that's wrong. That could have been your one.
Well, I'm
So
not
that's what
dating,
was
so
going on earlier. You was telling
I'm
us to
not
kick
taking
people
any
out.
numbers. I'm not taking any numbers to even turn anybody down. Like, nah, I'm good.
Kanal, you asked the question on your Facebook page about uh, don't would would you date someone who is celibate, right?
Yeah. That was a question on my Facebook page. Got over about 100 comments on it.
Uh-huh.
And
Is that the
ladies,
question of the night?
that's what we start off with about the whole celibacy thing. And again, 99.9% of the men in the comment section said no, they will not date a woman who's practicing celibacy. It's like no.
So go ahead, Pablo. Come with it. What's yours?
So no. I mean, the answer is why would I? No. If I don't have to, I'm not. No.
Well, that's what I said. I mean, I'm in my celibacy stage, so I'm not dating. Like, I'm not gonna even play with you like that. And I mean, naturally, as a woman, I want sex too. Like, but this is just where I'm at. When I'm ready to start having sex again and dating, then I'm ready. But right now, I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah. And I'm not mad at anybody that's their that's their path in life at that moment. I'm like, okay, cool.
I just don't want no more. I don't want no more toxic dick. I don't want nothing like that anymore. I don't want disappointment. I don't want to be misled.
I understand.
So I'm just taking my time with myself, and you know what I mean. Just working on me, getting back to me. Getting where I want to be financially, physically, mentally, emotionally, so that I can be a healthy person. You know what I mean?
PSA announcement that Miah will be taking applications in about 6 months. So if you continue to listen
I
to
don't.
the podcast, you might
give her
be
2 months.
bachelor.
I don't want to. I don't want to have expectations from someone that I'm not, aligned with those things that I'm requiring and asking for.
Hey Draymond, you didn't answer the question. Would you date somebody that's practicing who's celibate? Would you date someone that does that?
That's a good question, man. If I was younger, being celibate probably wouldn't have been the way to go for me. I don't know how long I would have waited. You know what I'm saying? It would have depended on if I was looking at her like, she definitely could be my wife or something like that. But if I ain't see no potential in that person or somebody that I could see myself being with for, you know what I'm saying, for forever, I probably wouldn't have wasted no time. I wouldn't have wasted no time either.
You said you will wait depending if she was wife material. Would you still smash another chick while waiting for her?
I mean, don't we all? To be honest, I mean, that's God honest truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you getting to know this person, but at the same time, she could just be lying to your ass talking about some celibacy.
Ladies,
Ashley, could really be with a whole nother nigga on the side. Like that.
I mean,
she could have a dude, she could have a boyfriend, she could have a fiance, and she just want to kick it with you tough and see where you go as an option.
Well, I agree with you. I agree, Draymond, but I lost my train of thought. I mean, if I'm not giving you sex, I'm gonna expect you to get sex from somebody else.
That's you. Most women, if they celibate, your ass is guaranteed. You got to be celibate too.
All right, let's do this, Ashley, because Ashley thinks differently. If you were dating your husband at the time when you guys were single, and you said you were celibate, but he chose to sleep with other women while you guys were dating, how would you feel? Is she there?
I think she's on mute.
Yeah, she stepped away.
Ashley must have stepped away.
She stepped away.
Yeah, she does have 2 young kids, so they probably making hella noise right now.
That's a good question, though, man.
I don't think that would be considered dating at that point.
But I even say this too, Ronan. When men are in marriages or women are in marriages, and they start withholding sex as a punishment to the man, like what you think he gonna do? If you're delusional, if you really think that, y'all live together, y'all sleep next to each other, or even to the degree that y'all start sleeping in separate rooms, if you're not giving this man any sex, he's gonna go out and get it.
Look, I'm gonna say this, and I made it clear to to the person I'm dating. Like the day you decide to withhold sex from me, and like as a punishment, I'm going to and cheat. I'm going to go do me.
I think at that point the relationship really should be over. To be honest with you,
like literally, if you see
all of that, that's a good point to me, man. That's like it's only so long you can wait until you realize, like, what are we doing? Where are we going? If we can't even communicate and have the right conversation to even get back in the bed, you got to put me in a totally different bed. Then I might as well be in a totally different fucking house. Or a totally different crib.
As soon as you start sleeping in another room more than a month, it's time for you to move on.
Yeah, bro.
She's playing that fuck game with you, man, and she's doing that purposely because there's no need for you to carry on that shit for like months. So when it gets to more than a month, man, look, man, it's time for you to go out and do your own thing, man. The relationship is over.
True enough.
It's just gonna get worse.
You done did something wrong, and you know what I'm saying? She got you on hiatus or whatever. And then, I mean, you don't know what she could be doing in that time that you sleeping in another room and stuff like that.
She done already went in her phone.
But Draymond, but here's the thing: even if you screwed up, she's always gonna use that against you.
Oh yeah,
even like
over your head and take a lot. And I ain't Draymond, though. You call me Draymond. It's Draymond. But you call me Dray.
My bad. Yeah,
That damn Draymond Green came out, man, and he fucked my name up for everybody.
All right, Draymond. But what I'm just saying is, as soon as that happens, man, the relationship's over. I have experienced that personally, where we slept in different rooms for like almost a year, and I'll never go through that shit again.
Hell
okay, you know what? Hey, the relationship's over.
Too. My second ex-wife.
I did too.
I did.
I would have had questions after 3 weeks.
For 3 weeks. Look, Pablo and even Alex said it. We experienced it for over a year. I will never experience that shit again. You know what? It's time for me to move on. Hey, it's what it is. Take me to court. I don't care. We split the shit. Fuck it. It's what it is. I'm not gonna let you ruin my damn peace and happiness moving forward. You're not. Keep the house. Fuck it. Whatever. It's just I'm done. Move on.
I'm sorry. I'm just one of those women. If I'm not sleeping with you no more, and it's become that detrimental to the point where I don't want you touching me, it's pretty much over. I'm coming in the house. The day that I make that decision to withhold sex with you, I'm just gonna say, hey, it's about that time, baby. We need to go ahead and hash this out and go our separate ways.
That's about how it went down with me. I sent my ex-wife home to visit her mom for Mother's Day. She came back. Well, I talked it over with my parents. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to file for divorce. Okay, not a problem. Everything in the house, we had a big enough house. You can take this shit. I take my shit. I never had any kids with you. Goodbye.
Yeah, be like that sometimes.
Yep, that's how it is, man. It's not worth staying in, man. It's not worth it at all.
Yeah, well, there's a lot going on in the dating realm right now, and it's overwhelming, and I just honestly believe that genuine good people are not connecting with each other for some strange reason, and
well,
people.
I mean, there's an epidemic in Houston. I don't know if you guys even heard about it. There's a lot of sexual STDs going around. Mm-hmm. So here in Houston, bruh, it's a go no go type of situation going on.
Draymond, are you in Houston as well? I don't know. Is he there?
Yeah.
Draymond. Well, they say that syphilis is up by 120%.
God damn, see, don't say shit like that.
And then they say that the HIV and AIDS rate in Fulton County in Georgia alone is the HIV and AIDS rate of a third world country without any health care.
Damn. And it's our people, our culture, our community.
Yeah. And see, Maya, that's why I said there are cultural forces at work in all of this. It's not just individual stuff. And you can't just say, well, me, my, and I all the time. There, because human beings live together in groups, and it all kind of moves in a direction.
And you're right, and you can extract yourself from that.
Yeah, you can. Absolutely. You can.
You can extract
you can remove yourself from the environment. Yes, you can.
Yeah.
And hence why a lot of guys is exploring their options, and women as well. Women are starting to explore their options elsewhere in other countries and so forth. But today's dating scene is utterly trash. And we talked about that yesterday. It's just ain't nothing out there, to be honest.
I mean, I really accepted that. I'm in that whatever the statistic says that 1 in 4 Black women may never marry, and I'm okay with that.
1 out of 4 Black women.
Oh, 1 out of 4.
Will
out of
get
4.
married, so that means 3 women will not.
Well, I might be that 3, and I'm okay with that. I mean, it's a sad reality, but hey, this is the world that we live in, and I'm okay with that. I would rather be alone than to have
I think if women
chaos as company.
I think men and women are in a state now because of the different laws that are going on in this country. They would rather be good partners than to get married and actually take that piece of paper.
There's no value in it anymore.
No. And there's a high risk for a male.
Right, because y'all can get y'all money taken in y'all house and y'all legacy and whatever you build. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, see, you listen. Oh my God.
I get it. I totally get it. You can get put on child support. Your finances are affected by the divorce, and I get it. And I mean, protect yourselves.
And here's the thing: even kids that aren't yours, you can still get put on child support for them.
Yeah, and that's really unfair. But when you were in the honeymoon stage of dating that person, you didn't know that they would, turn on you like that.
No, I didn't. I got a whole stepson over that.
I think a lot of divorces bring out the worst out of people. Like when you go through that process, you realize like, wow, like this is how you really feel about me. This is how, like.
Well, I think that.
But
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, the things that you never thought about that person would think and feel about you, that would, it's out publicly.
I think a lot of women use your hot buttons, though. A lot of women have studied you for years, especially if you're in long-term relationships. They know exactly what to say to try to burn your ass. They don't possibly mean it. They don't give a fuck that it's coming out their mouths. They're doing it to push your fucking buttons.
I agree. I'm like low key one of those people, but like if I'm pissed off and you hurt me and I'm just like fucking fed up with you, like
I said, I can be petty as fuck. I can be petty.
I can be very distasteful, and I don't say that proudly, but this is the thing. I think that's where the resentment comes in and the buildup of forgiving and, not really being happy anymore. Like, that's why when you see the red flags, a red flag is a red flag. You have to take those rose-colored glasses off to see that person for who they are. And it's just over. Some mistakes aren't really mistakes, they're choices.
A lot of people making bad choices out here. I can't do it again. I
I'm
mean,
guilty of it. I've made some fucking horrible, terrible, poor choices, but that was all in not knowing, you know? It's like that saying, you if you knew better, you do better. And you can't do something that you don't know how to do.
See, there's our
So
unicorn. Our unicorn is talking about accountability.
so you gotta live this life. This life doesn't come with a manual. You know what I'm saying? We're just navigating through it the best way that we know how. So we can't discount people or degrade people or judge people for their personal decisions because they're probably doing the best that they can at that time.
Life didn't come with a manual, but I truly believe that the manual or life itself and the experiences from it should have came from your ancestors. It should have been handed down. So I'm talking about when there was a black nuclear family, you actually got the father to sit down with the daughter and look at these are the good things that you need to look for a man. If there's somebody you're interested in, bring him to me so I can assess him. You had assistance. With the way our families are now and how divided we are, there is no self-redundant protection in order to make sure there's a good chance for that relationship to last.
You're right. You're absolutely
Everything is very disposable and instant gratification now, advent of social media and all other things. But the breakdown of having some checks and balances have been gone for years. So yeah,
I agree.
that manual has been lost when it comes to what a relationship is and what it should look like. And it's not all roses.
That's true. And it's like, I had a stepfather in my life. He's not a bad man. He's a good man. I have a better relationship with my stepfather than I do with my biological father. And my stepfather was a great provider. But outside of that, you know, there weren't any real teachings on how to love a man or what to look out for or what to accept and what not to accept. So I had to, experience a lot of unfortunate, situations to actually learn like, hey, this isn't okay. This is not right. And it unfortunately, like I said, I had to experience, something very detrimental to say, okay, look, you kind of got something lingering here. You kind of got some stuff underneath this surface that you really need to address to prevent this from ever happening again.
Pablo, you were about to say something?
Yeah,
No,
Pablo.
I was going to respond to what Ronan was saying. My grandfather, you couldn't date my mother in the 1950s. You could not date my mother without coming to his house and sitting on his couch. You could not take her out. And even then, he would send my uncle, if she went on a date when she was in high school, he would send my uncle, who was 6 years younger, on the date.
Chaperones. Yep. Preach.
So, yeah, a lot of that is
gone. It's gone.
Yeah.
I had
when
4
she was
sons.
an adult.
Yeah.
When she was an adult and met my dad, he lived well. They went to my dad was from another part of Virginia. He was from the eastern shore of Virginia, which is like country, right?
Yeah, I know exactly.
It was a, 2-hour drive. He said, yeah, you can go over there and visit his family or whatever, but you got to come back by tonight. And she was in her 20s, in her mid 20s. He was like, you can go over there, but you got to bring her back tonight. And she was, a school teacher, but she was still, at home with my grandparents. So that's what he did. They drove early in the morning. They went over there, met his family or whatever, got back in the Impala, came on back to Newport News, Virginia.
Well, that's not happening now at all. Like,
Yeah, spend no night and all that. Mm-mm.
Well, we
But
gotta
see,
try to.
women would call that controlling now, if you even tried it.
I agree. I agree.
I was just
I
gonna
was
say that.
I absolutely agree. This young lady at work, she's the hostess at my job, and she was just like wigging out and freaking out. And I was just like, oh my gosh, she has no fucking sense at all. She lives with her parents. She's like, my parents are always on me, even when I leave the house. They're asking me where I'm going. I'm 20 years old. I was like, but you live in a house. They got to be concerned about you. You're their daughter. No matter how old you get, they're concerned about you. And I said, and you're very fortunate to have that because some people, parents don't care if they even come back home that night. They want to know where you are. They want to know who you're with. I was like, I think you need to take a step back and look at that. I said, I really think, I said, I think you're being over emotional, overreacting about it. You live in their house.
The rate that women are being kidnapped and disappear, sex trafficking, and all the things that
Crazy.
she needs to be looked after like that.
I mean, even
And a lot
I'm
of
an
those
adult.
girls don't even appreciate that.
I'm an adult and I have my location on for somebody to know where I'm at. Like, you know,
I mean, Olin, my son's girlfriend, they tried to kidnap her when she was leaving work.
Wow.
Yeah, here in Atlanta.
Okay.
They followed her as she was walking to her house. A random white van came. They tried to snatch her. She ran.
and that's why she need to bear arms because I wish a bitch would try to take me.
You're so violent.
I'm gonna fucking just let off every fucking round I got.
Dang.
I would be the worst woman
A lot
to
of women are
ever.
packing nowadays.
I would be the worst woman any sex trafficker would ever think about taking.
Pablo, that's a prerequisite for me, man. If they
I
don't know
see
how
them
to
at the gun
shoot,
range.
if they don't know how to shoot, I take them to a gun range as one of my dates. That's a prerequisite with me. You're not
I
gonna hang
love that.
around me
That's a good
and
date.
not know how to shoot.
That's a
You know,
wonderful date. You teaching me how to protect myself. I love that. That is a big turn on right there. Like we going to the gun range on a date? Like for real?
if you see all the guns I have around my house, yeah, you going shooting with me.
You know what? Speaking of that, I need to make some time to go.
Well,
And
I
you know
grew up
what?
with.
That's a cost-effective date too. Couple boxes of rounds, some good time. She gets that power in her hand. You go out for a couple of drinks and maybe a quick little dinner, and she's already enthused for whatever.
She'd be ready to go. Give you some ass too, man. Afterwards.
Absolutely.
Y'all need to stop worrying about getting ass after a date. Like relax, please.
Come on.
Miah, newsflash. They all want some ass.
Pablo, newsflash. I'm very aware of that. Okay.
The unicorn is a little sensitive. She's in her celibate mode. She don't want to hear about everybody else getting ass.
Listen, I don't care if I,
You know.
listen. I got a roster I could go and hit up right now. If I
See?
wanted to break out of this celibacy
See?
right now, it would not be difficult.
What did we talk about yesterday? About how many people on your phone that you could just turn around and call that were simping that would turn up at your house the minute you called them?
Yeah, that's a lot.
We said that the other day.
Listen, I'm
tried
just
to play
saying, and it
coy.
could be,
You
and
tried
it
to
could be
play coy.
someone, but that's how easy y'all men are.
But
You
that's
see what I'm saying?
The whole thing is
This
during that discussion, you were trying to play coy about it, but you know damn
No,
well I was telling the truth.
but this is what I'm saying. That's how easy y'all men and simple y'all are because it could be somebody I haven't even spoken to in a while. I could just kind of just be like a house cat, just, rubbing around like, hey, I'm kind of free right now with
Okay,
you.
so I'm gonna push back. If men, okay, if men are that simple and easy, why is it so difficult for women to please men?
I don't have that problem.
Hmm.
Oh, what are you saying for?
I'm saying, I'm just, okay. It's like,
You want to say? Yeah, I mean, that sound like you want to say something. That sound like you want to say something. What you trying to say, Kanal? Is this a conversation that we need to have off air?
Oh, no comments.
Well, okay. It's a
I
conversation we
feel
need
like
to
men
have.
are never satisfied. Like it's like
Excuse
you
me?
can't just be satisfied because you know there's like so much variety and you haven't had a taste of everything. So
But
like
That gets old. Let me tell you, as an older man, that gets old after a while. When you're young, yeah,
No
you're gonna
doubt
try
about
to
it.
hit
Yeah, but
everything.
when you
Listen,
old, what do when you're older,
we
you
looking
men
for
start losing
quality.
hair.
No,
You
we looking
start
for
losing
no,
you start
stop.
losing testosterone.
No,
So now
listen.
you want to settle down
No,
where your ass is damn near unable.
no.
right.
Who said that?
No,
Who said that? Don't assume for me,
I'm
please.
not assuming for you. I'm just
Okay,
speaking
but what I'm
generally.
saying
Like,
is now that as we get older, we want quality more than quantity. When you're young, you
yeah,
want quantity. You just
I
want to hit
think we
everything
still want
smooth.
quantity, but variety is always nice.
Yeah.
It just, it's good to have that option. Like, okay,
so I could
But
expect
first
that if
little
I'm
kitty
your
cat
wife.
in front of you, you're not trying to knock that down. You're not. There needs to be something that comes with it. This just getting a piece of tail after you get older is more of a quality thing and variety
But
thing.
at what age does that stop? When does that
it
begin
doesn't
to
stop.
occur?
It doesn't stop. I think men will always desire other women, even as married men will always have that fantasy or desire to be with another woman, sexually, not emotionally, just sexually.
So what's the
Because,
point of even getting married if you know
I mean,
marriage is about monogamy and being faithful and death do us part and
I'm gonna
all
push
that
back
other
on that.
I
all
mean,
that
I'm gonna push
shing
back on
ding.
Kunal. I'm gonna push back on Kunal on that because personally, I'd rather not have to be preoccupied with trying to figure out what other woman is out there for me. If I find one that can be faithful,
no, it's
and
not. It's
cute
not
and
being
everything else like
preoccupied.
that,
It's just like that desire will always be there. Like, let's just be honest here, man. It's just like, yes, I'm married to my wife. I
Yeah,
love
you're
her. I
always
take care of her. But at the same time, what makes you think not another married man out there doesn't desire another woman just to see how it is?
you're gonna always be attracted to women. Like that's not gonna stop
Yeah,
because
I think the
you're married.
word attraction is better than desire.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'll
What's the
go with
difference?
I don't
attraction.
have to
What's the
act on it.
difference? Desire and
But
attraction is the same thing.
no, because
No,
desire means you damn near wanting to act on it.
act
Like
on it.
Bob Burger thing.
Exactly. Exactly.
Attraction means you're just a man, a red-blooded American
I'm gonna say
male.
this:
But most
if you
men
get,
do act on it. So what's the
I'm gonna
difference?
say this: most married men, given them the opportunity
They do,
to
Miah.
act on it without getting caught, and no one doesn't know, they will act on it.
Listen, I was just telling Kanal what earlier yesterday, whenever this guy I used to date, he's married now. His wife is a very well-to-do woman. She's very successful. She's attractive. She has 2 children with him. And I ran into him at one of my workplaces, and there was this lady. When I first ran into him, I was like, hey, who you here with? He was like, oh, my friend. I was like, oh, your girlfriend. He was like, my friend. I was like, your girlfriend, like, because y'all on a date, and you're a married man. Who is this lady? You don't have friends as a married man. Like, that's just bizarre. So anyway, their 9-year anniversary, he posts a picture of her like, oh my God, you're the love of my life. This whole bullshit.
Again, we're not emotional.
But to answer that question, I think a lot of men, given them the opportunity to do something outside their marriage, they'll probably do it without getting caught. They'll probably explore it.
I agree. Yeah.
And the sex act for men is just it's just not tied to our emotions in the same way.
But that doesn't make it okay, Pablo. That doesn't make.
I understand. No, it doesn't. However, a man who cheated on his wife on a one-night stand on a business trip somewhere has little to no desire to leave his wife for the chick he banged at the company
Christmas party.
Yeah, Christmas party. None.
Yeah, but what about the men who consistently have extramarital relationships and they claim to be happy and you've been in a full-fledged, I don't know if you heard it in one of the lives before, like I dated a married man for 5 years.
That's if that's a character issue, because now someone is having a relationship outside of their marriage. That's different.
Yeah.
Well, he was having a relationship outside of his marriage,
and that's cheating
with me, and I mean honestly, like that, when we were out, it was like, this is my man.
But it also went so far as you said he was willing to get a place with you so that he'd have a second residence with you, even though he was still married. So that's balls to the wall, straight out right cheating.
Yeah, he almost, it seemed like he wanted to get caught or didn't give a shit.
He was emotionally invested. He was emotionally invested compared to a guy that just went out there and fuck someone and come back home. They're two totally different scenarios.
Totally different mindsets too.
That's that old school player shit where grandpa had two whole
nother family on the side of town.
Type of shit, and a whole nother house with kids in it.
Yeah, and you find out at the funeral.
Find out at the funeral.
Oh my God.
He was trying to break that out on you.
Oof. Oh my God. Well, that's over with, but it was fun and it was okay. But
see, you don't know me credit. See, there's benefits behind that. That's what I said.
It was benefit. It was benefits behind it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been involved in. I mean, I cared for him deeply, and we had a relationship.
Too bad the wife couldn't get with it, because then it could be a whole nother situation.
Well, no, that would have never happened. I wasn't expecting that to happen. I knew he would never ever tell her that.
Do you understand wealthy women already expect that their man has another woman that lives outside the home, and it's already agreed upon between that wealthy wife and that wealthy husband that it's acceptable?
As long as you don't embarrass her.
Look at Bill Gates.
As long as you don't embarrass the family.
He had a second woman. A lot of these wealthy men that make money already have agreements with their wives. The wives just don't expect them to bring them home.
Well, a lot of not so wealthy men do too. A lot of not so wealthy men, and I think it was a point where I think I posted on Facebook where I said I posted on my status, I was like, can you married men, please leave single women alone and stay out of my DM. And a married man inboxed me and said, well, it's you single women that keep some of us married men together. And I was like, you're gross and sick.
Wait. I thought a lot of single women wanted to mess with married men.
They do.
Well, I can't speak for women.
Because
I can only speak for myself, and I don't say that proudly, because there's
I never got more hits in my inbox till the day I changed my Facebook status to engaged.
Because that's just stupid, but
it never
that's
blew up
weird.
like that.
That is super stupid and super weird, because I don't see where I want to go after someone who is engaged and getting ready to marry.
I'm gonna tell you why. Women want men that are desirable, and if a man has a ring on his finger, that means that he is desirable.
Social proof.
Yeah,
so
I believe you.
Now, all of a sudden, beside for infrastructure, finance, you're still desirable by other women by having that ring on. So then you become a target.
Well, for me, I wasn't after a married man.
Yeah.
I met him at a time where they were not getting along, and, they had some things going on. We kind of became friends. He told me, he was depressed or whatever, and told me a little gist of what was going on.
Not the depressed story. He didn't pull that one on you.
Yeah, he did. But all in all,
my thing is, I'm sure you had a deep roster on your phone above all the dudes that you already knew that were already in your phone, and you knew the potential of each one of them because obviously you took the time to know them, they're on your phone. Why
At
did you
that time,
decide? Why did you decide to negate all the people you already knew for this new guy?
at that time, I didn't. At that time, I did not. So I
What
was
changed?
just, I, I don't know. I don't know what was going on during that time because that was like 2017. I didn't have, too much really going on at that time. And, we kind of like just went out and we were having great conversation and, you know, we kind of had a connection in a very weird way, but I just was like, he's just there, and it kind of grew into something else, and it was convenient for me, and that's just sadly where the place I was in my life. It was convenient for me, it was comfortable for me, it didn't take any effort. I really didn't have to do anything, honestly. I
Was this
didn't.
your snuggle bunny during the pandemic?
No, 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 no,
You know
it
how a lot
wasn't.
of relationships started and lingered over the pandemic.
You know
Then as
what,
the
I was
pandemic
the
ended,
I
boom, they're
was
gone.
I know I had kind of we were having issues, so no. That's when I moved to Atlanta during the pandemic. So that was 2019. That was December 2019 I moved to Atlanta, and then um I met someone else. I met someone else. And yeah, he wasn't my snuggle buddy. He was way prior to the pandemic.
Do you think subconsciously it was a safe relationship because you know it wasn't going anywhere?
I'm gonna have to agree with you 100% on that. I kind of knew I had more control over how it was gonna end or when it was gonna end or what it was gonna be. Um,
Because a lot of women will date married men because the wife has to deal with all of the other
and that was what I was gonna get to. Like you go through the
stuff.
ups and downs and emotions and the finances and all that crazy with her, and it's more so of a outlet and a good time.
Yeah, all of the real difficulties of life ain't got nothing to do with you.
Right.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I'll have to say this. This is no shot at you, Jemiah, because I've been in a similar situation before my husband. You know that. And I think that women who date married men have low self esteem. And I'm saying that from experience because when I was in that situation, when you really get to the root of it, like it's you don't value yourself because you're playing second to somebody else. And you're dating a man who he's not a man of his word because he is not honoring the vows that he took with this woman, period. Like when you need him and he laying at home with her at 2 a.m. and your car break down, he can't come and help you.
You are
What
exactly right,
what he
Ashley.
gonna tell
And
his wife?
that's
He and
where the
it's like you are
breakdown.
playing second. He cannot be there for you when she needs him. Period. It is low self esteem.
It's true. You're
Period.
right. And I have to agree with you. So one night I got my car keys got locked in the car and
He ain't come.
he didn't come. So I called my friend Serge and I'm like,
She still got another phone book in that phone with a whole bunch of other people on her roster. He can fill in the gap,
no. So I called one of my very close friends,
male or female.
a male. I've been friends
Thank
with him
you.
for a long time, long
He's still
since I
on
was
your
18. But
roster.
he's not. But he wasn't anybody I ever had any intimacy or sex or anything like that. It
Do
was
you
just
not understand? Men, you don't have to have any intimacy with him. If he's interested in you and he's willing to go on your roster, I'm telling you, you call him right now and say, I'm horny, I'm by myself, I've been thinking about you, come over. He's gonna knock on your door within an hour.
well, that's how you men operate. But
So
That's true.
then
That's
you
true.
can't say, well, I've never been intimate with him. He's looking for the potential of your weakness before he gets a hold
I
of you,
don't know
but
because
he's
I've been
being
friends with
patient.
him since I was 18 and I'm gonna be
It don't
38.
matter. It
So
don't
I don't
matter.
know, but I called
Is he
him.
married? Does he have a girlfriend?
He had a girlfriend at that time, yeah. And I called him and I said, Sergi, I locked my keys in the car. Can you come and help me? And I mean, he just fucking wigged out. He was like, where that nigga that you be fucking with?
See that
That's what they
emotion
do
right
too.
there? That emotion right there shows that he had interest in you, and he's like, so you didn't settle for me. You went for this other dude, and now that nigga can't show up to help you. Now you're gonna call me back. That's what he was saying, or in a roundabout way.
Well, yeah, he did. And he was like, you need to leave him alone. And, I
Thank
got
you.
that whole blowout thingy, which was fine. And that kind of where our relationship kind of began to kind of like, I was like, yeah, you're just not available. And, I'm going to take off and do my own thing. And I mean, he lost it. He just like lost it. And I'm like, well, I don't understand how you're getting upset that you're not available to me. Like, you have a family, you can't come help me, and you know you're not available. And I mean, he just went on, and it just got really, really crazy. And I'm like, you're not even being like player about the situation. I'm like, I know that you're home with someone. I know that you sleep next to someone. I know that you guys are having sex, even though we don't talk about it. There's just unspoken things that I know. And he just like kind of deflected and was like, well, that's because you don't care. And I was like, it's not that I don't care. It's just like, I'm not about to beat myself over the head and overreact and be crazy about something that I already know.
Okay. All right. I'm listening. Why are you even having these type of conversations with a married man? It's just okay. If I'm married and I'm stepping out, dude, I'm gonna let you know where you stand. It is what it is. Like, I just want to have sex with you. If I got to compensate you for your time, so be it. That's it. All this extra drawing, like just dragging shit out, I don't get it. And
That's when it gets too deep, when the emotions are in now.
And the thing is, like, and I don't see the allure why single women date married men. It's like, what are your reasons dating a married man?
We just said that, Kanal. We just answered you prior to you asking that question.
So it's self-esteem. Okay, so all the women who dating married men are mainly dating these married men because they have low self-esteem. That's the primary reason.
They don't value you. I didn't.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't value myself. Of course, there's no way I could doing some shit like that.
Or is safe because they don't have to make the commitment to him either.
Right. That's
I'm
too
co-signing
Pablo.
with Pablo. I'm co-signing with Pablo on that one.
I co-sign on that too.
I don't get it. There's not really a winner or loser from these type of relationship, and all that shit just sounds too complicated. It sounds stressful. Like, just listening, it's just like
it is.
I'd rather just go hit a damn brothel and like, fuck it, I'm gonna go smash a chick and come back home. That's it.
That's
all
why
this
I asked,
side,
that's why I asked
like,
her,
try
why
to
did she
slick.
negate? Why did she
It's too
negate
much,
everybody on
man.
her
It's
phone?
too much.
Just one guy. The guys
Too
in her
much.
phone were safe, and she
I'm
just chose to.
about to
He
put.
felt like he could take it on, and he got emotionally involved as well. So
Then leave your wife. If you feel that way, if you feel like, yo, I need to get you a house or apartment where I could come in and live with you, don't leave your wife.
To me, Miah, as a woman, if that guy seemed a better prospect than the guys that were on your roster in your phone, you need to delete everybody in your roster and start over.
Facts.
that's where I am today, and that's it's a learning curve. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't
And
mad.
honestly, like married men will latch on hard too. If they realize you a good one, you don't talk, you're not trying to reach out to the wife and be sneaky, and you just gonna ride it out, and they can get what they want.
Know your
without
role.
You like, they not letting you go. This is
They not,
easy.
because it's too easy, because he can
Yep.
have it both ways.
Yep.
He can have his cake and eat it too.
But then
and he'll
again,
let
the woman is dumb to stay in it.
why she dumb?
No, she's not.
Why
dumb.
would you
She's
put
just
yourself
an
in that
enabler.
situation?
She's an enabler. She's allowing him to do it because of her comfort level and her benefits from getting it.
What benefit?
She was being helped. He was helping her. He was
Yeah,
providing.
but somewhere
He was
somehow,
paying my rent.
but
He was paying my
somewhere,
car note. He was
but
Bam!
paying
somewhere,
my car insurance. He was paying
Bam!
my phone
okay,
bill.
but
He was
somewhere in the
buying
picture,
groceries.
someone got emotionally attached on both sides, so it made the shit complicated, right?
Okay.
So I mean,
See,
I
on
don't
her
know.
It
end,
starts to become
on
real
her
like you're
end,
in a
there's no
relationship with this
downside.
person.
Listen, is on her end, there's no downside. At the end of the day, she was being provided for. What do we
It is a
talk about?
downside. No,
Listen,
no. I
what do we
disagree.
talk about with hypergamy?
I disagree.
There's no downside
There
in
is
a
a
woman's
downside
mind. In a woman's
because
mind, it's not.
because okay, there's a downside because you don't know what the hell he's telling her to make her think that hey, this more than what it is.
To me,
He may
Maya
think like,
didn't
yo,
care.
baby, I'm gonna leave my wife and we're gonna be a family one day together, and that one day
Well,
become fucking 10 years.
well,
I mean, a
listen.
lot of women pop for that shit.
Well, Kanal, he was telling me that, but did I
Okay.
believe it? No.
No,
Was
you
I?
may not believe it, but the everyday person that doesn't think like you may have believe it and waste a fucking 10 years thinking that like, hey, this dude's gonna leave his wife for me and we're gonna become a family together, and that shit doesn't happen. That shit happen.
Apparently, when I look at it now, apparently he has some fucking issues going on because I mean, he would send me rings from Jared, and he tried to do the apartment move thing, and I was just like, it got to a point where I told him, I say, hey, if you tell me you're gonna marry me and leave her again, like I'm gonna fucking not talk to you anymore.
The downside is you are off the market for the single men who may have made those kinds of commitments to only you.
Yeah, but
that's
Pablo, he was paying for her downtime.
And he told, and at a certain point,
like,
he
these other niggas won't
woman.
pay. They'll
That's
pay.
being a kept woman, and some women are okay with being kept.
And he told me that he was like, I do these things for you. And he told me, I do these things for you so that you don't fuck with other men.
And well,
but yeah, he's fucking his wife. The fuck? It's like
that was acceptable.
It is
twisted.
It's a little twisted.
But that was acceptable for her. And some women, listen, some women are into polygamy in certain ways, and some would rather have another woman to take on some of the responsibility of dealing with that man. So
I would be. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ronan.
No, go ahead. Because
I would be the perfect. I would be the perfect woman for a polyamorous relationship because I don't need you like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't need you for codependency. I don't need you for that. I need you for other fulfillments. I need you for support. I need you for finances. I need you for comfort and things like that. I don't believe in monogamy. And I'm not going to say that there aren't any men that's fully committed to, one woman, but I find that shit very hard to believe. Like, I just don't believe it. So in a sense, psychologically for me, it's like, well, I'm in the situation. I'm not the one getting cheated on, and I'm not the one getting lied to. I know exactly what's going on with this person.
Okay,
so he was actually being more
honest
honest to her than he was his own wife, which shows some sense of loyalty in her eyes. It shows some sense of loyalty.
How the fuck he can even trust that motherfucker? If dude's lying to his damn wife every fucking day. How the fuck you gonna trust this person?
But listen,
I don't know.
But
I guess for me, I'm using my logic sense behind this shit. It's like there's no way in hell I would trust this person.
And there's nothing wrong with that because logically, male-wise thinking, yes, her logic and emotion is different thought process.
So this is the thing. And this is the thing. This went on for 5 years, right? He was off every Tuesday and every Saturday. He went to work at 6 o'clock in the morning. He got off at 2:30 in the afternoon. After he got off work, he picked up his daughter. We had our conversations. We had our rendezvous. 7 o'clock. I know that's the end. That 7 o'clock, everything was predictable with him for me. Everything
pretty much could plan her life around if he needed something from her. and she could still carry on her life. All her bills were paid. She can spend time with her daughter and not have to stress out about money, which is financial provision, hypergamy.
And that's why married dudes are winning. Married dudes out here fucking more than single guys. I'm gonna say this shit right now. Married men are fucking more than single men. It is what it is. Because a married man, because they could pull off that shit because they using their wallet to silence these women. That's it,
but even a single man, and guess what? Just because he was married, even as a single man, you're gonna be fucking paying some bills over here. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna be sitting here wasting my life and my time, and there's no
that I'm paying is the woman that I'm with. Any side chick asks me that dumb shit, is like fuck off.
Well, that's why you won't get no. You're not gonna be the man to have a side chick, or be able to maintain.
No, and even then, I'll take my ass. I'll take my ass to Colombia, Brazil, Thailand. I'll take my ass overseas for that shit. It's like I'm not doing that. Fuck that. I'll grind for 3 months, take care of the wife and the kids. Hey, babe, I need to take a damn little work trip real quick. I'm gone for the weekend. Come back home. I'm good.
You see how you just lied? You see how you just lied?
No. I'm saying that if I had to do like fuck it, like have a hold up. Let me finish. If I had to have a side chick in the States, fuck that. I'm not dealing with that shit. The fuck? It doesn't make any sense to me. If I got to pay your fucking bills and all this shit, you know what? I could just give myself a little trip and enjoy myself and come back home, refresh, and continue to grind.
Well, that makes you the trick. Well, that make you the trickiest tricks of all the tricks.
No, it's not. It's like honestly, I'm getting the bang for my buck versus someone that had to pay someone else rent to pay someone else rent. I'm not doing that dumb shit.
But that was his agreement, and that's where he was financially, and that's what he wanted to do. But that's not. But that's not a game that you want to play.
Most married men are fucking more than single dudes. It is what it is. I know for a fact a lot of married men right now are fucking multiple women while married. Right now, I know them because they fucking married.
They have that ring on their finger.
They got that ring on the finger. I've gone out with my friends who are married. They got that big ass ring on his damn hand. Women still hit on him. I'm like, you don't see that fucking ring on his hand? They don't care.
They don't know his wife. They don't care.
But you know what? They see that big body Benz outside.
Exactly.
And that tells me. And my broke ass. And again, here's the crazy thing is, I make more money than him, but my broke ass drive a GMC Envoy.
Well, that's your personal preference because at any time.
I'm just saying it's the perception. Like, hey, they look at the married dude. You know what? He's stable. Maybe he has a wife, whatever. But it's something about him having that ring on just attracts.
Well, that wasn't the thing. Well, just a disclaimer. I get what you're saying, and I hear it. And I mean, I think that's honestly just out of this world to like intentionally go after a married man. That wasn't
potential content here. No, I think we should get you with a ring and send you into a club and see the reaction you get from the women in the club for just wearing a ring one night and make it content.
I didn't intentionally go after a married man. That wasn't the intent. It just was.
You guys were friends before,
right?
Yeah.
So you knew this dude before he was married?
So we were friends. I told you I met him.
That's a big difference.
No. Listen, Ronan. When I met him, remember you said the depressed story. We were just kind of like talking out his problems, and we were just talking and discussing things. And this was for a while. Like he never pressured me for sex. We never talked about sex or nothing.
He's married,
right? But one night I got off of work, and he was like, what you doing? I was like, oh, stop by. And
real quick, what line of business was he in? Sales, marketing? What was he in?
He's a freight broker.
Oh, he's a good talker.
Well, you know what? What really attracted me to him is very down to earth and just like, he's a soft spoken guy. Like he's very soft spoken and good just talker. Yeah, probably.
Closing deals.
Well, he didn't have to close the deal because the sex was initiated by me, first of all. So he didn't have to run no game and talk me out my drawers or nothing like that. But, he told me like, hey, this is what I want to do for you. This is what it is. Tell me how much your bills are, and that was just really, did. I'm gonna be dealing with you, and this is
He pulled
what.
the old school, live across town, have two women. He
Well,
pulled
he
the
actually
big one.
lived 5 minutes away from me at that time.
Damn, that's some bold ass shit. He right around the corner. You have a garage? How's he hiding his car? I'm just
So
curious.
I
What if the
lived in
wife
a,
took a detour?
I lived in a gated community.
Okay, that's your protection. She
And I
couldn't climb
mean,
up and find the car.
apparently that's his character and what he does because, he's told me like, I don't come straight to your house. I gotta bend a few corners to make sure she not following me. Like, I don't want to bring no problems to you and your daughter.
I hear a nothing but game being thrown around. I do.
Well, it's not about game because I didn't fucking care at that time. I just was in it for what I was in it for, honestly.
Oh, I know. It was mutually beneficial.
It was
And he
mutually
had the money.
beneficial.
He had the money to throw around, and that's all good. I mean, unfortunately, the wife was.
And does
the only
that make him the
loser in
biggest
that.
trick though?
It does.
It
He got the
does.
money to throw around.
It does.
It does.
But sometimes when you get a lot of money, the money that you trick off ain't a big deal to you because you can replace it real quick.
Right. And most men that trick, I'm gonna be honest with you, most men that trick, they have money accounted for their pussy bills. And that's just an honest statement. That is disposable money that they have to fuck around and get what they want with it.
Well, in the freight business, you're running a lot of multiple different level credit cards, and you're doing a whole bunch of different things on freight type of business. So there's money. He has fuck off money that his wife would never see coming out of that business.
Hey, you know what? He got money to spend. I'm all about experiences.
And you never know.
It.
On the books, hey, listen. On the books, he could have wrote that shit off as entertainment and still
Of
got it back.
course. I mean, yeah, I understand that, but it's just too much, man. I think a married man had to do all that shit. It's just
Well,
too
that's
much.
what he wanted to do, and to each his own. We can't.
And no, I'm not judging him. I'm just saying, personally, for me, I couldn't do it.
Now,
it's just,
personally, for me, would I do it again? Absolutely not. If a man tells me like, "Oh, I'm married and I'm going through this," I'm gonna be like, no. Call me when you get divorced." I remember I told you about the guy who was going through the divorce, and he like invited me over as soon as she moved out.
yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Nah, I mean, this is where, I couldn't do it. I just can't.
Remember I told you he pulled up in his Maybach. He wanted me to see his Maybach, and he told me about his career and his job and what he does. He's into commercial real estate. He's going through a divorce, and he showed me like this whole lawyer paperwork, like, yeah, she's leaving. And, once she left, he called me up and was like, "Hey, I want to see you." And I was like, "No, I'm good. Like, this lady just left. Like, you don't want to heal. You don't want to take a break. You don't want to breathe. Like, the lady just left the house. Let her fucking essence
He's a
leave."
fucking
Like,
loser,
Jesus.
man. It's just, I don't know. Maybe I just see things differently now. Like all that shit, I just take a trip. Fuck it. It's just like, all right, I'm going for 2
Well,
weeks.
do you believe, let me ask you this. Do you believe you taking trips also doesn't give you an attachment to anything?
No, it doesn't. It just gives me a temporary escape for me to check out. And I think a lot of men don't check out. They just stay in their shit, and they make their shit even worse.
But no,
It's just like sometimes you need to take a step back and like, yo, check yourself out of the situation, get your mind right, and come back and deal with the issue that you're dealing with. But a lot of men don't do that. They just stay in their shit and make the shit even worse.
Sometimes we can't be hypocritical because we brought up the fact that men make money so that they have access to what?
Yeah, women. But yeah, we make money so we have access to women.
A shit ton of money, and even though he's married, his mindset is, I still have the right.
But he's making the situation worse.
You never know. Like, his wife could be forgiving enough to say, I'm not willing to give up the money.
Dude's not even fully divorced yet. And he's already trying to get shit lined up already. It's like, bro, you probably need to take some time off and just deal with your shit. He's monkey branching. That's what he's doing.
Well, that's what he wanted to do, but I wasn't going to be a rebound to be a space filler while rumble through your emotions and get over your marriage or whatever you got going on.
I just feel like a lot of guys put themselves in a bigger hole because they're too afraid and too cowardly to deal with their issues.
Yeah, and that's what they do. They just monkey branch and go have sex and do what they do to get over it. That's men don't take a break. And that's where this whole celibacy conversation with women, we have to take a break, especially if emotions have been involved. I have to take a break from that. I have to take a mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual break after that because when I was in it, I didn't see it and I couldn't feel it. Now that I'm out of it and I can self-reflect, I can see things through a different lens. I can say, okay, Miah, you need to pause. You need to make sure, your self-esteem is where it needs to be. Your finances is where it needs to be. Your spirituality, your emotions, your mental state needs to be in a healthier space where you're not indulging in anything like that again.
But the thing is, make sure that you're going through this by yourself. Do not bring anyone else outside of that.
And I'm not.
But a lot of people want to bring other people into their shit.
I don't need nobody to heal with me because that's still a level of codependency. I don't need anybody to sit with me in this. This is all about me and no one else. I don't need anybody to go on this celibacy journey. I don't need you to be like, well, I don't need to tell somebody and explain, say, oh, well, I just, got out of a, situationship and, I'm not having sex. Like, are you willing to wait for me? Like, that's weird.
You ask me that dumb shit, I'm gonna look at you crazy. It's like, I'm not doing that. But I would encourage her to get better. It's like, hey, listen, take some time off. We don't need to talk. I mean, we could be phone buddies here and there, but I'm not gonna entertain you as a date. It's just what it is.
What's your take on that, Ronan?
Roland, Pablo?
I mean, I would commend her for being truthful and commend her on her journey. Been there, done that. But again, I'm not looking to go backwards on waiting on her. I mean, I could step away, be a distant friend. And if I'm not already involved with another person and she is ready and I happen to be available, then I might make myself available. Other than that, I'm going to step away and still continue to live my life and we can stay in contact.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fair. He said he had to step away. He's at a.
Okay.
He said in the comments he's at a resort.
Oh yeah. I forgot he's in DR. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. I just feel like any woman dealing with a married man, you just make shit more complicated. He's not gonna leave his wife. As much as shit he wants to talk about, or we're separated, we're divorced, he's not gonna file those papers.
But I never expected that from him or wanted that from him.
No, I'm not saying. No, I'm not speaking about your situation in general. But I'm just speaking more. Most cases,
I think a lot of women understand that, Kano, and I think they're just taking advantage of the situation that.
I don't think so. I think a lot of women. I disagree. I think a lot of women really think that. No, I disagree. I think a lot of women think that these men are gonna leave their wives.
I think I'm gonna agree with you on that to a certain degree because I've heard it and I've had these conversations. A lot of women in the beginning of it, when these men are, whatever's going on in their relationship, that they want to escape it because really it's just fantasy land for them with these women. You get what I'm saying? So I think that the woman initially believes it and then she kind of emotionally and mentally checks out and say, you know what, I'm just going to take it for what it is and I'm in it for me.
I don't know. It's just, I've known several women who were involved with married men. Nothing came positive out of it. Nothing. It got worse.
Well, you're talking to one, Miah.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I know other women who were in the same situation, and the guys never left their wives.
And guess what?
Them. These married dudes just drag these other women, thinking, hoping, yeah, they may throw a few dollars at you, just to keep you satisfied.
Keep you off the market for anybody else to have.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Is like he's kind of like stopping you from your blessings. You find a real good dude that could probably may be the one for you.
Well, I had already said that, even though I'm in this situation with him, if somebody else come along that's available and that I want to see, he's gone. I'm not top fucking with you. I'm not going to stop my life and stop me from being with somebody who available for me because of you. Like, that shit over with.
So were you still going on side dates knowing his schedule the way it was? If another dude approached you that was attractive to you, did you go on side dates right along with?
At times I did. At times I did. But if they didn't have a better offer than him, then no. It was a no.
So the offer was what, more transactional?
Not necessarily say transactional, but if it wasn't like no potential for longevity, like if I'm, just prospecting, and I don't.
She would be giving up a lot if he's paying rent, car note, insurance. He's paying her bills. So at this point, if a dude stepped to her, he would have to come with the whole bag.
How many dudes doing that shit now? Like, how many dudes that got a decent paying job, paying these women rent and bills?
Sadly, whether you believe it or not, there's a lot of available men that's doing that, even during the pandemic.
I'm saying there's so many guys that's doing that, so it's like to keep you quiet.
Do you know a lot of things? Do you know a lot of truckers as friends?
Yeah, I know truckers. Yeah,
a lot of truck drivers, man. They make a shit ton of money, and they have girlfriends in a lot of different states.
I'm in IT, man. I seen dudes making $500K easy. I was in $200K last year.
Right.
So it's just like,
you have available fuck off money.
I have it, but I ain't gonna fucking use it. I'd rather save that shit.
We're
just like
we're different. But this dudes that will blow that shit off and don't care because they can make it back until they can't because of injury or whatever. You get what I'm saying? They're living for today. They're not living for tomorrow and trying to.
My thing is this with married guys, and again, I spoken to married guys because I have a lot of guys hit me on DM about my travels and whatever, and they talk about they're married and they want to just fuck off. Go do their thing for the weekend, or whatever. And I'm like, yo, honestly, you're kind of better off doing that than versus you trying to cheat with your next door neighbor. At least you have some type of level of discretionary. But dudes just be on some sloppy shit, man. It's just like, yo, don't catch feelings, don't sell dreams, don't try to paint the shit. If it's just a fuck off, treat it as such. But if you trying to like make promises and you're trying to like position yourself as trying to start another family, dude, that's when you're wrong for that. If you're just trying to bust a nut, man, go ahead and do it.
And that's when their shit gets sloppy, like you said, and the woman feelings is involved, and she's waiting for him, and she done put her life off, and now she's ready to go fucking tell your wife now.
See, that's the thing. He found a good one in you because you knew your role and you weren't going to violate that. A lot of women will get I don't give a fuck type of attitude after they get frustrated with him because they're expecting him to follow through on what he's been promising, even though it was basically a fucking fantasy kind of like promise, and they'll go get in the wife's face about it. But at least you knew your role enough to stay away from doing that and causing conflict. That's why he wanted to invest more and more in you.
Yeah, he knew I wasn't gonna do that and would never do that. I would never ever show up. And I knew where he lived. I knew where he worked. I knew where his mama lived. I knew where his friends lived. I knew where his barbershop was. All of that stuff. I would never do that.
Damn, she did her research for the
right.
I didn't have to do any research. It's just that we were just open with each other like that. You know what I'm saying? If I had to come get money from him, he's like, hey, I'm at the barbershop, pull up. Or, hey, I'm going to give this money to you at dinner tonight. Or, what your daughter need, come pick it up for me, stop by my job. Or can you bring me lunch? Or, my prescription ready yet. My go pick up my glasses for me, or
That's a whole damn marriage.
Thank you, but he was paying for it.
Dude, that's a whole damn.
That's why I said
like,
he did the grandpa
performing wifely
about
duties
across
and
town.
shit.
Yeah, but he was around the block from her. So that's
but
what I'm
Kanal,
saying.
why wouldn't I go pick up his glasses for him, or bring him lunch, if my rent and my car insurance and my car note is being paid?
Yeah, but he a sloppy cheater for allowing you to do it. Because the next thing, the wife might have showed up and then, oh, we thought you already came to get his stuff. Most guys that are married and cheating don't operate in the way that your guy was. I mean, not in recent times.
Well, maybe to me, to be honest with you, there was times and periods where I felt like he didn't have enough power to leave her, that he kind of wanted to get caught. But I was like, I don't want you like that. So you need to stay with her.
Wait, he didn't have any power to leave her? Like, dude, just leave.
That's how I feel. I feel like he did. It was times that he just wanted to get caught. And I'm like, I'm not coercing this shit with you. Like, if
First
you
of
want to
all,
leave.
He had a high level of trust with his barbershop buddies. If he's going to have you come over to the barbershop where he goes regularly, he was flying you around like a trophy.
Well, of course, he wanted everybody to be like, look at this shit I got right here.
But that's
what I'm
sloppy.
saying. A lot of
sloppy.
brothers
It's
would
like,
get angry over that shit.
Why
Why
would you do all that close to home? Why would you do my thing is, why the fuck you do all this shit close to home? It's just like, like the probability you getting caught is so damn high.
But you know what, Kanal? Some guys want to get caught because they don't have the heart to pull the trigger.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like he did it at times to get caught, for it to get sloppy, to have enough reason to leave.
I mean, it makes sense, especially if you bring in your side chick to the barbershop. The barbershop, bro. The barbershop. Niggas can't shut their mouths in a barbershop. It's the gossip type of stuff going on.
That's just being messy, man. That's just being messy. It's like, okay, you're already cheating. That's messy. Now you doing all this extra shit. I mean, look, listen. Look, I'm keeping the buck with each of you. If I'm going to cheat, I'm going overseas. I'm not going to do it in my city. I'm not going to do it in my state or within the United States. Fuck it. If I need a weekend to go out and just do me, I'm gonna just do that and come back home.
Yeah, I'm with you, Kanal.
I'm not doing that shit, man. That's too much, man. I can't. That's too much. It's like, yo, let me get a weekend. Let me let this shit out of my system. Come back home.
Chill. Yep.
That's it. And then guess what? I'm gonna come home at 5:00. Same time that I'll make sure I'm in the house, clean dishes, whatever, and that's it. But I'm gonna have a different world outside of that. But do it within the same city. I'm bringing you to my damn barbers, and people see us together, and they know that I'm married. That's too much, man. That's just sloppy.
I agree.
I don't know.
Well, yo, man, I'm out. Got an early morning tomorrow, going on an excursion to Saona Island. So,
all right, cool, man.
Well, enjoy. Take pictures and share them with us.
I might do that.
So you're in Punta Cana, or like where exactly in DR?
Yeah, I'm in Punta Cana. I'm at Rio,
the resort. Yeah, the Rio resort. The all inclusive.
Okay.
I've been looking into those.
Nice, man. Well, go ahead and enjoy yourself, man.
All right, man.
RB,
later,
bro.
guys.
Enjoy, Pablo.
Later. Oh wow, it's been 3 hours, man.
3 hours, and we're down to maybe 4. We're down to 4 people live.
It's interesting. It's interesting. Whenever we have Miah, time flies by like super fast.
Yeah, but I think it's enlightening to a lot of brothers because they play back. Like I hear from Bert, and he'll play it back the next day. I even do my playbacks. I listen to the conversation after the fact.
It's funny. I've gotten a lot of messages from yesterday and last week podcast with Miah. They're like, yo, she's hardcore. Like, damn, we need to hear more of this shit. It's just like,
she's gonna be great
Miah,
on podcasting. Yeah,
when you ready to start your podcast, you're gonna have a fan because
Well, I have 3 days off next week, which I said that I'm gonna commit to building my YouTube and a Facebook Live and all of that good stuff. Like I said, I'm in my little healing state, so it's just taking a little time for me.
yeah, but you definitely got it.
And I mean, I don't mind being candid. Like I don't have anything to hide. There's no fluff, no frills. Like this is me. I have nothing to hide.
No, it's cool. I mean, it's totally understandable. Definitely, it's been over 3 hours. 3 hours and 15 minutes, like always.
sir.
Thank you, Alex, for jumping on the call. Miah, my co-host.
I'm trying to break in my chops too. So, I've been out of corporate America for a while, and then I went through my own thing about getting in touch with myself and getting myself fixed. So, anxiety.
And it's a lot. It's been tough. It's been rough on me. I have a lot of moments to myself where I'm like, wow, and I'm rediscovering myself. It is painful, but it feels good too.
Yeah, you're doing the work, and that's the whole thing. Doing the work and being accountable for your choices and acknowledging them. That's you're doing the work. You're doing the things you're supposed to do.
I'll tell you this: for someone who actually gone through what you're going through, you're gonna have your highs, you're gonna have your lows. Don't look back. Don't look back. That's it. Look forward. Keep your mind, keep your body busy, and fight it. Fight that depression. Fight that anxiety, or fight the doubt. Just fight it. That's it, and just continue to look forward. And,
Yeah, I think I got a little bit past that stage of the doubt and looking back, but I trust myself more at this point. So that's a really good thing. Like, okay, I know how to move better. I know how to make better choices. I know what to do. I know what not to do. I know what to look for.
Yeah.
Those are extremely important.
Okay. Yeah, but definitely right. This has been a amazing podcast today. It's more chill today. Yesterday was kind of a little buck wildish. But
I was drinking yesterday. I didn't drink today.
I'm drinking today.
I haven't been drinking lately.
I'm drinking and smoking. Both.
I mean, I had a little smoke earlier, but
I'm doing. I've been puffing like every
smoke.
10 minutes, so I don't know how I'm gonna feel when I stand up. So
I just want to. I'm at a place where I just want to be clear minded. I don't want any.
Nothing wrong with that.
I don't want anything altering my judgment or heightening my emotions. You get what I'm saying?
I've been working my ass hard all week. I deserve this shit. So I'm smoking and drinking for the night. I'm going by to sleep real good. I slept good last night. Shit, I slept good last night. I'm like, God damn, that was a good sleep.
I'm sorry, but that conversation last night kind of like fucking wrecked my nerves a little bit.
Which
I was
one?
like,
Which conversation? We had so many.
the whole thing, I felt a little drained and agitated afterwards. I was like, ooh.
Because you were getting jumped on. That's why. You had like 9 dudes with versus you.
It wasn't that. I was just like, this was a lot, and a lot of it was kind of like senseless to me.
Like what? Give us a topic that
if you would have got me earlier on and asked me that, I would have been able to answer. But I just was like, this is too much. This is just too much.
Hey, but you know what? This is the everyday conversation that a lot of people are having. So this may be a little bit too much for you, but this is everyday topics.
And that's one thing, even in therapy. And that's why I say, as the unicorn and the one that's accountable, don't necessarily speak on your situation or your specifics. Talk in generalities and utilize some of your friends' information. Don't use yours.
I mean, that's cool and that's true, but I don't like speaking on somebody else necessarily because
we talk in generalities. We don't talk in specifics. And if you want to share your story, you can share your story, but I
Yeah,
would
I don't
say
mind sharing because it's more authentic and meaningful to me, but I don't even understand half of the shit people be doing. I'll be like, what? Huh?
I
And
mean,
especially when it comes to women, like Ronan, I don't relate to a lot of women. My circle of friends are sh- almost little to none with women because they don't relate. I'm not in delusion.
believable because you're not delusional and you're accountable, and women don't like that, so they're automatically going to step aside.
Right. I mean, I even had one of my friends tell me that I can be very harsh and intense. And I'm like, it's not that I'm being harsh and intense. I'm like, I'm just not a cheerleader friend. Like, I'm gonna call you out on your bullshit. And if I'm doing some bullshit, I want you to call me out too. And I'm not gonna be offended by it or take it personally. I'm gonna really see it, from your point of view that you have some type of genuine care for me
Right.
than to, just allow me to be out here all any kind of way. Like, that's just crazy.
But that's what you're competing against. Most women will lie to each other.
Yep.
And I don't want that. And another friend was like, Maya, I appreciate your tough love, but it's too tough. But I'm like, but it's waking your ass up though.
They don't want to do the work. They want to do the low hanging fruit shit.
Right. And see, I don't want that around me. I don't
That,
want no. I'm creating.
that's what
I'm
they say. Once you start making changes, the people around you will change.
that, and I'm actually seeing that. And I thought it was such a cliche statement at one point in my life, but now I'm actually seeing that. Like, I don't want that around me. I want success around me. I want health around me. I want wealth. I want stability. I want all of those things in my circle, in my life. And if you just want to kick the bobo and bullshit, like that's not gonna happen over here.
Yeah, well, and Kanal will tell you, even in the men's community, you know, our circles are small. It's not a lot of people we're gonna trust. We might have associates, but all your associates ain't your friends. I taught this to my son who played football, and I'm sure Kanal said something. You will have friends around you for multiple different reasons. They're trying to ride your coattails, they're trying to steal some of your shine, or they're trying to figure you out in order to use something against you. You got guys that will sell wolf cookies. Like I said, my son played football. He had some little dude that hung around him and it would always shoot off at the mouth. And then if the guy got in trouble, he would look at my son. My son was like, yo, you ran your mouth. You pay the consequences. Don't look to get me in that shit. So, even in our community, as far as black men or men in general, our circles are not that big. And so you learn that everybody's not your friend that's standing around you. Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. That's a fact. And your enemies are already encircling you. Everybody is not out for the win for you. So as you start becoming conscious and more accountable, the ones that don't want to hear that shit, they weren't your friends because they should be happy for you.
I agree. And that is a word.
Well, it's a process, like everything you go through life, it's a process. You just got to continue to push forward. Continue to look at yourself, be honest with yourself, and move forward. That's it. I mean, can't dwell on the past. It's what it is. You learn from it, and you keep a track record, things to avoid, and you move on. That's what I see it.
Absolutely. What you're smoking on, Kanal?
I don't even know what the fuck I'm smoking. You gave me a stick that I'm smoking. I don't even know what the hell. Smoking and drinking. That's a.
I got my Afro trait on me. I can't do that. I got to drink. I can't smoke. You have sickle cell trait. You have thin blood, so you can't smoke that shit. That shit goes in your blood cycle. It goes in your blood system so fast. You start having spins like you just drank a whole bottle of something.
I have sickle cell trait.
I do too. It doesn't affect me like that. I like sativa. That's a sativa oil you got, Canal, but it doesn't. I like the sativa. It's an upper. It makes me feel creative. I feel really
Yeah,
good.
I'm like wide the fuck awake. I'm wide awake. I'm seeing colors, like
shit.
creative colors. Like no. Hold up. I mean, like right now, like I'm thinking a
We
lot.
need to do a welfare check on you over there.
No,
What?
no. I'm good. Like I'm thinking a lot. Like I'm thinking of things that happened last week.
Oh yeah,
While I'm listening, while still paying attention to what you guys are talking about. It's like I don't know, like I'm having like multiple thinking departments where they thinking freely, doing their own thing. I'm like, damn.
The Indians used to smoke peyote and they would go into the spirit realm. So I mean, if you're hitting the right thing and you're in that right mode, most likely you're in that spiritual open-mindedness to where you just have a broader horizon. You're in your spirit realm right now.
I was wondering how it is to have sex while high. How's that?
No, you don't know. I got a story for you. And it was some shit I should have never done. I
got to try that shit one day. I never experienced that before. I want to experience that before. I want to like.
Listen, I felt like I was floating. That's a dangerous space because you might get hooked.
Oh yeah, God damn! I got.
My girlfriend at the time, I was dating in the Marine Corps, and she said, "Yo, I want us to try this together." I was like, "Try what?" She goes, "Crystal meth. Crystal meth will keep you up all night." What you mean keep you up all night? Yeah, a lot of people use it for studying. A lot of bodybuilders use it to cut weight.
Crystal meth.
Crystal meth.
The shit that you see in Philadelphia, them damn zombies.
Yes. And this was back in the back in the 80s, bro. Yeah, I tried it once. And wait, 3 hours into it, she had to fucking leave. I'm like, bitch, what the fuck? I'm sorry, didn't mean to say that, but she left me in the middle of it, and I'm like, what the hell am I supposed to do, right? So I lived on the 3rd floor in my barracks. I field day the fuck out of my barracks. I'm hanging out the 3rd floor window, cleaning the outside of my windows and all this shit. I come out my barracks room to go to a joint bathroom, and we had all the security for the clubs at Base Camp Pendleton. So this big bodybuilder comes out his building. We look at each other, and our eyes are so wide open. We looked at each other and started laughing. I said, "What you do it for?" He goes, "Oh, I cut weight," because he's on the Marine Corps bodybuilding team, right? And I was like, "Oh, my girlfriend talked me into it." We both snickered, went to the bathroom, did whatever, and walked back in our apartments. Was up all night. I was like, I ain't doing this shit again.
Wow.
Man, I got all kind of stories. I've run the border in TJ.
That was me on ecstasy one night. I was just like, whoa. What is going on here?
Mm-hmm.
Shit, I remember I was in Minnesota. I tried to see the coke for one time.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I was
up
for
hell of a
48
drug.
hours.
What did Rick James say? It's a hell of a drug.
Hey, I was in Minneapolis, man. Dude, I didn't sleep for 48 hours.
That's a sales drug anyway. Everybody in Salesforce is usually that's their
drug.
Yeah. Yeah. Stock market or in sales.
Man,
yeah,
I was
that's
and the
trick.
thing is, I was so alert. Like,
yeah,
I could smell and hear things that I wouldn't be able to do. I was like, damn. And I smashed, man, but man, I was I smashed a white chick there, out there. And I'm like, man, the next day she's like, yeah, you kind of like left marks on me. I'm like, shit. Okay, my bad. I'm like, what the hell I was doing? Like, you were up, like you just kept going. Like,
exactly. That's why my girlfriend had me smoke that shit. That was what it is.
Yeah,
I ain't doing that no more.
Yeah,
I thank God I don't have a dependent personality like that. I can just I even used to smoke when I was in America.
I don't have that.
I don't have a dependent personality whatsoever. You know, I can quit right off the bat, cold turkey. People looking at me like, how the hell you do that? I don't fucking need any of this shit. I just do it. I choose.
My problem is like when I go hard, or like when I go hard. But also when I shut off, I shut off.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like we're out and about, and you know, Miah and I, we hung out several times. I want to keep going. I want to keep going.
Oh my God, Ronan, please don't even get me freaking started. We went out one night for just some drinks.
That's the way it starts. It's never the way it ends.
And we didn't fucking get out of the streets until like 6 a.m.
Sun was coming up.
Y'all might as well went to breakfast before you went home and slept.
I said, Kanal, I said, listen, you ready to go? He like, yeah. We get in the car. Come on, let's go somewhere else. I'm like, oh my God. Say, Kanal, you ready to go?
Yeah, let's go to the next club. Shit,
let's go to the next club.
Sunday. Yeah.
It's a really cool spots here, and I really wish that what's the guy named Trini?
Trini, yeah, he wants to hang out with us. I was talking to him today. Well, yesterday he was like, yeah, definitely. Next time you guys go out, I want to hang out.
Houston's like that. Houston's big time on Sunday Fun Day. The whole fucking city is out on Sunday Fun Day. They just jump from one bar to another to open bars to this, that, and the other thing. It's like a big party town.
And that's what I like about Houston and Atlanta. Like in Miami, it's just so much. It's a cover charge. It's like for the middle of the day, like everywhere is like potentially free to get in. You're just buying drinks.
Right. You're going in with a purpose. So if you're going in there to drink, what the fuck? Why I need to pay?
Yeah, I'm paying already.
And then on club hopping, nobody stays there for fucking ever. We're gonna go in, we'll have a couple drinks here, we go to another establishment and go have another drink. It's like what do they call bar hopping?
But being that I've been in the hospitality industry for so long, I definitely would like to work on like opening a nice little lounge, like for like cool people like that just want to unwind and relax, unpretentious, no fluff, just like all good times, like where good people can meet and socialize and just like let themselves go.
But can you control the atmosphere in a bar like that? You got a lot of youngsters that will just ruin shit for you.
If you play the right music and have the right ambiance, you have a hostess at the door, you know, you have to have a host. That's the most important thing, and a nice host, like that can kind of create the narrative of the room and what type of establishment it is that you're entering. You have some nice security, like, hey, ain't no standing up.
You can get away with that if you made it a cigar bar that did something similar.
It could be a hookah lounge. Cigars, I don't know. I mean, I'm not into that. I mean, I smoke cigars and stuff like that. If I'm, out, I'm not gonna. If someone takes me to a cigar,
crowd that comes behind a cigar bar, it's not going to be a young crowd. If it's like a cigar bar kind of style, hookah, everybody goes after hookah.
Yeah, hookah. I mean, bottom line, you'll probably make more money with hookah than cigars.
Right, you would.
Because even at the cigar bar that I frequent, at one point they started doing hookahs because it was just like
it's the popular thing now. Everybody does hookah. More chicks do, and then the chicks bring in the dudes.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, the bowling alley. I took the kids to the bowling alley today. Every table had a hookah bar. Like had a hookah. Yep. Like at a damn bowling alley, like a bowling rink, they had hookahs. I'm like, what the hell?
That's
so imagine how much they were charging.
That's like 10 years. Hookah. I'm like,
I don't care for them. They all right, but.
I quit smoking like 16, 17 years ago. So,
anyways, it's 3 hours and 32 minutes.
Well, it was a pleasure having me again.
Well, you're a regular. You're
I mean, what are you talking about? This is our show. It's
your show. What? I'm the guest.
Like, yeah. Alex is the guest. It's like, Jamai, this is your thing that's gonna segue to your thing.
Yep.
I'm ready for it. A lot of women are gonna hate me, but
no,
it don't matter.
Honestly, I think a lot of women I think a lot of women are gonna listen to you because there's a lot of women who think just like you.
Mm-hmm.
So
more than ever now, because some of these female rap artists, they're definitely drawing a line in the sand of what common women will deal with versus these youngsters that are just buck freaking wild.
Yeah. But anyways, man. Hey, Alex, it's 2:00. Hey, appreciate you stopping through, man. We definitely. Hey, Alex, when are you gonna have your live, man? So I can jump on yours.
I was just talking to Bert about that. I'm getting close. I'm looking at OBS. I'm depending on. I want to do StreamYard, but I might even do Streamlabs.
Do StreamYard. StreamYard gives you a lot of flexibility. That's what I use.
Okay. So that's
what I'm using right now. What you're seeing right now is StreamYard.
You know, I have all my equipment and everything. A couple other things that I need to change up, but you know, I'm about ready.
Okay. Well, hey, let me know if you ever need me to jump on.
Oh, absolutely. You're gonna be a co-host on a couple of my podcasts. And then, you know, there'll be subject matters on finance and some other things besides for just, you know, finance, mental health, you know, things like that. You know, and then, you know, I'll bring you on for digital nomad and some other things. Speak on the traveling, you know. So yeah.
Hey, and don't forget to bring on Miah on as well, man. That could be.
She's coming on. I need a female opinion. She's definitely coming on.
I will definitely stop by.
All right, cool, man. So hey, with that being said, let's go ahead and end the show. Thank you for everyone for definitely jumping on to the Lion's Den.
All right, y'all have a good Sunday since it's already Sunday.
Yeah, happy Sunday fun day. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy your Labor Day weekend.
Yes, sir.
And definitely stay tuned to next week. We're gonna definitely make stuff more grand and eventually segue to Miah's channel.
Yep. So and I'll come support it and subscribe.
Thank you. I would really appreciate that.
Yeah. So with that being
said,
by the
way, if you made it this far in the broadcast, you need to go ahead and subscribe, hit the like button, and ring the bell notification so that you can get future podcasts from Black Man's Travel.
Thank you. I need to start saying that. I rarely say that, but thank you. Yes. Make sure to like, subscribe, share the video. This is Black Man Travel, aka Ken Masters, better known as Canal. And thank you for your time and your effort. Enjoy your weekend. Happy Labor Day weekend, and be easy. Thank you.